Yeah, welcome back to the Maffra Showgrounds. It is round 6 and it's Maffra hosting Morwell this afternoon. It is, of course, the Gippsland Live pre-game show. All thanks to Harvey Norman Betting in Gippsland. Poppy, we had to send him out. He just got too much power to his head, Boxer, during that last break.
He's changed.
He has changed a little bit. Well, he is a man of the people, so we sent him out during the break. He is down at ground level at the moment. But before we get down to him, he is there for Carpet Country this afternoon. Decades of experience with the largest range in Gippsland. They cover everything from your spare bedroom to your local hospital and commercial project. And, of course, they're on Argyle Street in Terrelgan, Foster Street in Sale, and that is Carpet Country, helping dreams become a reality since 1981. Nick Boxalacino, how are we?
Yeah, g'day, Scott, and great to be down here. It's freezing, actually, down here at the minute, so I don't want to make this too long. But I've been lucky enough to just bump heads with a very good friend of mine and a club legend here at Morwell Footy Club, I should say. How many times did you play in a premiership here, Danny?
Lucky enough for 2, mate.
2. So I've got Danny Miller here with me at the moment, and Danny's, like I said, a big club stalwart here, but Danny's taken on a very special role with the footy club this year as well, with a partner in crime in a wellbeing officer for the footy club. So it's a great initiative by Morwell. So Danny, well done on that too, mate, and great to see you, and great to be with me. Can you just tell us a little bit about your role and what you're doing this year with the footy club?
Well, first and foremost, mate, it's an honour just being next to the great man, Nick Licino. But yeah, got a varied role, Boxhead. 3 years ago, since 3 years, I've been doing the fitness and the rehab for the boys. So a fair bit of time pre-season. During the season, it's more a bit of rehab and conditioning and everything else. But over the last 2 years, it's a mental health role. So done some basic training in that space. The club's been really good, put me through a few courses. And if there is a need for a player or a staff member or whatever, that they're having a bad day, and hopefully they come and see me, which always here for a chat. So great initiative, and yeah, loving that role too, mate.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. I think it's a great concept by the football club as well, and you've got also somebody else that helps you out with the netball side of things as well, I understand. But it's a great little concept as well, and I think also, obviously, you manage it through all age groups, but it's probably a great part for the young generation coming through, because probably the toughest part for football clubs right now is, maintaining young people's mental health in regards to football and sport, but obviously stuff outside of football as well.
Spot on, mate. Critical, that age group from 14 right through to 18, mate. So, we've all heard the news in this week we lost a beautiful clubman by the name of Luke Franklin, which is really sad, and unfortunately just got news this morning about Adam Selwood as well. So, it's very topical. It really hits home, but young men these days, young girls, yeah, the support mechanism's there, and we just always say, look, don't be afraid to sing out and have a chat, and yeah, always here for them, mate, if need be.
Yeah, well done, DM, and mate, fantastic role. You're probably the perfect person to do that as well, mate, and I just say congratulations to the football club and yourself for maintaining that, and stuff like has happened this week with Luke, and obviously the news today with Adam. This sort of role is critical for everybody as well, mate. So thank you very much for taking the time out, and great to see you again, mate.
Take care, boys. Good luck.
Thanks very much, Nick Licino. We might let him continue down there at ground level. We'll come back to him in a moment, but certainly if you need any support, it is out there beyond Blue, and also Lifeline as well. The numbers are always there for your support. Please reach out to those. Boxer, what can you tell us about the ground conditions?
Yeah, not too bad, actually. Like I said, it's a little bit chilly down here, but that bit of rain we had, even though you said there's probably a couple of spots in front of the
Get off the oval, Boxer. They're still playing.
That's okay. Well, I'm actually trying to get used to this over 35s game, mate, to say, actually, if it was like this, I'd play. Yeah, no problem.
You're not allowed on the ground, Boxer. There's a game still going on.
Oh, there's not much happening on this side. It's okay. There's a little bit of breeze, though. Actually, it's pushing towards the netball court ends of the ground as well. Probably only a goal or two advantage for either side, but condition-wise, yeah, a bit of water, a couple of soft spots in front of the goal squares and in the middle of the ground. Other than that, conditions are pretty good.
All right. Do you think will it deteriorate any further, Boxer? Any rain on its way, or what? What are your thoughts there? You're a Maffra local.
Yeah, I am a little bit, and look, I can probably feel the chill in the air. So there probably is a little bit of rain coming later on this afternoon. But if it does happen to come along, yeah, it might make things a little bit difficult.
All right. The siren just sounded there for the end of the game of the reserves, and it's Maffra 11-9-75, Morwell 2-5-17. We might just leave you with it, Box, if you can maybe just grab maybe a Maffra assistant coach or a coach or somewhere along the way there. You'll let you do your...
Is there any? Who are they?
Well, I'll let you do your work, Boxer. That's your special comments. You do the homework down there. We'll leave Boxer alone for the moment. Poppy, he certainly can find the characters down there, and we'll leave him alone down at boundary line.
Yeah.
Boxer doing the boundary call.
He's doing a good job, and I like the initiative that he highlighted there with Danny Miller sort of leading the way for the Morwell Footy Club. It's a good initiative for you guys.
I think it's an important role. I think you'll find a lot of clubs will have these mechanisms in place to reach out to, because, as we know, it's getting more relevant, and it's a topic that needs to be discussed. So. An interesting one with the reserves is it the way that the game plays out. Poppy, obviously Maffra very good in the reserves. Is that going to be the trend that we're going to see with the senior game this afternoon? Really looking forward to this clash very shortly.
Yeah, look, pre-season I wouldn't have thought that this sort of stands up as one of the games of the round, but given Maffra have been a bit hot and cold, and this is so important now for both of them, yeah, it is. It's going to be a great match as I see the Morwell banners being unfurled in front of our commentary position,
so there's
highlighting the milestone games for a couple of players.
Yeah, 100-game player in Brandon McDonald and a 50-game player in Sam Walsh. So the Tigers have got the banner there. Just have a look at these two sides as they come out. In for Morwell, Charlie Burr and Mac McGuinness to play his first senior game of football. Keep in mind, the Tigers had 2 first gamers last week, so they got 3 players playing 3 games of football. So very young with a couple of youngsters. Maffra get in John O'Boyd, Braden Monk, Tom Scott goes into the ruck duties, and Danny Butcher comes in for his first game. Good to see Danny back out there after a bit of a bulging disc issue. I spoke to Danny a little bit earlier. They lose Zach Felsberg, a little bit of run. Johnny Butcher, Elliot Stables and Andrew McKenzie goes out of the side. What are our thoughts on this particular game? Poppy?
You know, Maffra have thrown a spanner in the works as far as me predicting a winner, given what they did to Trog, and I hate to, harp on about that particular result, but I can't get it out of my head. Look, I'm going to back Morwell, and I'm going to back Morwell by 7 or 8 goals. I'm going to back on what my instinct says should happen. In saying all of that, it's not going to surprise me. In fact, I hope Maffra take it right up to Morwell, because I don't think we'll see the best of Morwell unless they're under that sort of must-win pressure. But for me, Morwell by 50.
All right, wow, gee whiz.
Well, Darryl, we'll see if we can follow the pattern of the game based on the quarterly ladders that we've constructed. For listeners who are new to this, each quarter, just use those scores to create it as though it's a game in itself. So, for example, Morwell have kicked 95 points in first quarter so far this year, up against 88 against. Morwell have a distinct advantage over Maffra in first and second quarters. Morwell sitting 5th on the ladder. The first quarters, Maffra yet to win one. In second quarters, Morwell are sitting 2nd on the ladder. Maffra are sitting on 8th. However, after half-time, it changes. Morwell 6th, Maffra 7th. And in fourth quarters, Morwell 4th, Maffra 5th. The other thing that we do look at, so that if they follow on, Morwell should have a decent lead by half-time. After half-time, Maffra should be able to run with them. So if Maffra can restrict any sort of Morwell lead or even take a lead by themselves at half-time, they're certainly in for the show. Accuracy-wise, Morwell are sitting on 62.5% accuracy, which is in the elite area. Anything above 60% team-wise for accuracy at shooting at goal is huge. Maffra are sitting in 9th on that scale. Morwell have the 3rd most number of points for on the ladder so far, behind Moe and Wonthaggi.
All right, thank you very much, Paul Carter. Who wins? By how much?
I'm going to say Morwell's going to get that lead in the first half, and they will win by 30 points.
Thank you very much. Nick Lucchino, you just witnessed Maffra running out. Ed Carr plays his 100th senior game for the Maffra Eagles.
Yeah, they're pretty excited down here as well. To have both sides have milestone games is just going to make this game even bigger for the afternoon as well, guys. I just think the reserves game was probably a little bit of a key indicator of how I'm sort of swaying in regards to the outcome of this game. But for me, I reckon it's going to be a real tight one, team, and I think Morwell can still get the game done, but I don't think it's going to be as one-sided as Poppy thinks it's going to be. So I'll take Morwell. I'll take them by 17 points.
Boxer, any concern with the Tigers going very tall? They've got 3 ruckmen out there today. Maffra are not overly tall. Scott's their tallest, and he's not your 6'9" type ruckman. He's about a 6'2" ruckman. They look young, they look quick. Maffra like to run on this ground and get it open. The Tigers look tall, and just on paper that is. Certainly got some run still, but with three rucks.
I think if we look at the Isaac Abbas situation, if they can play him deep forward and maybe just isolate him there, I think it's probably a good thing with the 3 tours. I have to utilise that one too, but it could be a detriment at the moment. The conditions say no, because even though it's a little bit wet on top of the ground, they're still holding their feet well as well. So it just depends on how they play it, Scott, and it'll be interesting to see how it goes.
Sporties. Beautiful venue.
Beautiful venue. We visited it today, Scud.
Popped in. What have you got for us today?
All right. Apparently, William Shatner. Do you remember who William Shatner was?
Yes, from Star Trek.
Yes, he was. He was keen to expand from his acting career and thought he tried setting up a women's lingerie company. Oh. Be all right, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Unfortunately, the brand name Shatner Panties wasn't thought to be a big seller.
There it is. Boxer's joke of the day, all thanks to Maffra Community Sports Club. Remember, we're giving away a $50 voucher to that venue coming up. You got to send us in your jokes, and we'll get to that next week, of course. Fuel up after the footy at Maffra Sporties. This first quarter is not too far away from getting underway. That is, it's all thanks to Metricon Homes. And in the middle of the ground for the Tigers will be Burr to take the ruck duties, Anderson, McFarlane and Rosado. While for the Eagles, Scott is back into the side. Good to see Big Tom Scott back in there. And Christie will start in there as well, along with Carr. And that is Alex and Jet Kaloran's in there as well. So this game, not too far away. For what it's worth, I think the Tigers can win. I reckon it's going to be about a 5-point margin in the end. Means we've all gone for the Tigers, but the Eagles will certainly give themselves every chance to get over the line. It's going to be a great game. Round 6, Alinta Energy Gippsland League is underway, and the first tap goes to Scott. Rosado's there, tackled quickly by Kaloran, and we'll get another stoppage.
Isaac Abbas, true deep in the goal square for the Tigers.
So Scott got high again, tapped it down. Rosado's there, tried to shuffle it down to the wing. Anderson gave it to Cooling. Right foot kick from Cooling. Goes to half forward where Hillier chases. And quickly there is Harry Bergiel. They keep it in the field of play. They go to ground and eventually rolls over for a boundary throw. And this young Maffra side will look to run and exploit the tools of the Tigers. Out of side, boundary throw in, 70 metres from the Tigers' attacking goal. Scott over the back, tapped it beautifully down to Carr, wrapped up in a McFarlane tackle.
So 60 metres from Morwell's goals. Morwell kicking to the left of your radio. Netball end. A slight breeze favouring them. Scott gets another tap. They win it, though, at ground level. Does McFarlane inside the forward 50, and they've found a leading Brandon McDonald.
I love this matchup too, Poppy. It's Reid, the evergreen Reid for Maffra, and McDonald as well. Good start here from the 100 gamer. 100 gamer or 150? 100 gamer. So we're great for his confidence here if we can put this one through.
He'll kick from 45. It's the wrong side for a right footer, and he's on a fairly tight angle, but he's a confidence player. Kicks for goal. A bus flies high, goes over the line, off hands. The first score of the afternoon, Gippsland Live. We're here at the home ground of Maffra as they welcome Morwell.
One behind 1 point is on the Metricon home scoreboard.
Kick on the outer side, can find the target out there. It's Christie. So Christie out in his defensive 50 will look up. Carr presented, so did Reid. Kicked over the head there. Good take by Anderson. Inboard kick will be on. Bailey has it. 55 out. Unloads with a left foot. High kick, top of the square. Abbas just got to take the chest mark, and he does. He worked the defender, Sam Richards, out of the way. And Abbas, he was nearly going to handball. What was he thinking at the top of the square box?
Yeah, I'm not sure. He's just got a bit of rush of blood then too. But this is a perfect setup by Boyd Bailey. Get the ball into one-on-one.
So Abbas from 15 metres out makes no mistake. You don't handball there, Big Isaac. And he didn't in the end, and he puts it through. The Tigers get the first.
They've got the real different structure, the Tigers as well. Gray, Boyd Bailey, Campbell and Brandon McDonald just on top of the arc here, and leaving Abbas one out is a perfect setup. And the only way it's going to work is what Boyd Bailey just did then, get the ball inside quick and deep to a one-on-one, and it's paid dividends early.
There's a 7-point lead to Morwell on the Metricon home scoreboard. We're at the 2-minute mark of the first quarter. 1-1-7 Morwell. They're the only ones who have gone inside their forward 50.
I'm not shocked that Rosado's just come off with a blood rule early in the game. The big bull. He's got a bit of claret coming out of the old nostrils.
All right, so it'll be Scott v Burr again to commence play. Scott's looked a likely type in the ruck duels to date and gets another tap. Nice little neat move. Can't find some room to wiggle. The umpire will call his ball.
How good's Noah Christie been for this Maffra side? A good inclusion.
Here we go. Scott got the tap, fell in the arms of Hillier, goes towards McDonald. Below the knees, he couldn't pick up the ball, and you'd forgive him that. Bit of pressure out there. He has another go at it, does Hillier. Kick inside forward 50, kicks to space, does Cooling. Tackle, the ball will remain in the area. The umpire says, my ball again. 40 metres from Morwell's goals. No, a free kick's been paid. Didn't see what that was for, but it goes the way of Maffra. And Bidgegood, in fact, goes towards the outer side of the ground where he finds Ed Carr. Play on to the call as Danny Butcher tries to find a teammate and cannot. A bit scrappy out there at the moment. Conditions are reasonable, a bit soft underfoot. As Morwell try to find some room, and Bailey does that, but only momentarily. They're threatening the forward 50. Now they're inside the forward 50, but Bedgegood will get the chance for Maffra to flip it over the top, and he does it beautifully to Alex Carr. He's got runners, 1, 2, outer side wing, and he chooses the call of Jack McQuellan.
couple of little soft patches out there. Nick Licino gave us that update, all thanks to Carpet Country a little bit earlier.
The tackling's been immense in his last 5 minutes or so. Both sides are really going at it.
So Musil, the third ruckman for the Tigers, goes up. Scott clearly got it down. Carr's there, took on the tackler, comes the other way. And good tackle by Walsh, good work by Alex Carr. So the Tigers have got 3 ruckmen, but the ruck duties at the moment, Paul Carter, is certainly favouring the Eagles.
Thomas has had, Scott's had 13 hit-outs.
And another one to that. Anderson roved it though, gave it to McFarlane, steps around the tackler, right foot kick down the line. McDonald the target, Stewart becomes the spoiler. Bailey just took it out of his hands, gave it to Hillier, back to Bailey, in trouble. Left foot kick along the boundary line. He wants it and he's going to find it. No, it took a right angle dart. Campbell comes in and now seeing it over was Will Ross.
Just one of the things about the Eagles at the moment is they're hunting in numbers, so they're not allowing the Tigers to free up and try and play that running game they want. So some real good pressure from the Eagles here. They've got to sustain it now for the rest of this quarter.
So ball thrown back in. Abbas got the tap. Hillier came through. In fact, it wasn't Hillier. It was Boyd Bailey that came through. He was taken, courtesy of a pretty good tackle by Lachlan Orman. Now Abbas again gets a big left mitt towards the boundary. Berkeley McFarlane can't keep the ball in. We're 40 metres from Morwell's goals. Maffra will want to keep them out. They've got a 5-point lead. Deep into time on. 27 and a bit minutes gone. Abbas front position. Probably even ball there. And now Maffra hold the ball there, held in. And you'd expect this will be the order of the day until the siren goes. Certainly Maffra will remain desperate. Morwell equally so, trying to hit the scoreboard. Abbas got the tap. And now a free kick has been paid by the non-officiating umpire from 40 metres away.
Alex Carr.
And Alex Carr will get the free kick right on the siren.
Well, there it is. A great quarter and of football, but in particularly a good one for the home side. Maffra lead it by 4 points. It is 4-1-25 leading the Tigers 3-3-21. It's quarter time. That first quarter is all thanks to Metricon Homes. Love where you live. You've been listening to Gippsland Live. All thanks to Harvey Norman, Electrical Gippsland.
A new standard of family living is coming to Gippsland. Virtue Home's new display home, the Marshall 28, is open now in Terralgan. The Marshall 28 is perfect for families and couples seeking a fresh, innovative home, thoughtfully designed to evolve with you with a light and airy feel. You can rest easy knowing it's built by the award-winning team at Virtue Homes. The new Marshall 28 display home, open now on Marshalls Road in Terralgan. Visit virtuehomes.com.au for more info. CDBU 48113.
It's time to take a look at the top 5 goals from round 5. Number 1, it's Sebastiano Amoroso here with a brilliant pickup and then turning and goaling. A fantastic finish from the boy from Droid. Number 2, it's Ben Crocker from Moe. He kicked 8 this afternoon, but have a look how classy that one is. It doesn't get any better than that. Number 3, Boyd Bailey from Morwell here, tucked against the boundary line. A nice check side and just shapes that one through nicely.
He's going to do a banana kick from the boundary. He has to. The coach, when you want someone to stand up, enter Boyd Bailey.
Number 4, Kai Peterson here from Wonthaggi. Look at this, just streaming away. A little bit of confusion though. Thought he heard a whistle. Plays on from 50. Obiote. Number 5 is an absolute gem. Luke Garner from Warragul. He got the smother. He follows up the hard work. Then goes dribble all the way through. And it got the good bounce too. Let's look at it on the replay and see the defender coming across. And there it is. Bounced up in the air and through.
Yeah, I got a feeling it's going to be a close one. Poppy said it'll be a blowout by 7 or 8 goals. Well, at quarter time, the Eagles lead it by 4. 4-1-25, leading the Tigers. 3-3-21. It is Gippsland Live on TRFM. Thanks to Harvey Norman Electrical Gippsland. The first quarter's in the book. And here's Paul Carter with all the key stats. Thanks to Gippsland Isuzu.
Morwell dominated a lot of these stats. 15-6 to the inside 50s. They had 10 to 5 clearances, and in centre clearances, Morwell led that 6-2. They also had the better of the free kicks, 8-4. Most of the other stats fairly even. Tom Scott, obviously the dominant big man on the ground with 14 hit-outs up against Charlie Burst, 6-5 to Isaac Abbas and 1 to Dan Musil. Individually, Alex Carr, 8 disposals. Danny Butcher and Noah Christie, 6 apiece. Jet Caloran, 4, 3 to Ed Carr. For Morwell, the coach, Boyd Bailey, 7 disposals, 6 disposals to Anthony Rosado, 5 apiece to Blake Cooling and Zach Anderson.
Thanks very much, Paul. Around the grounds, all thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture. What have you got for us? Box Lachino.
Thanks, Scudman. Warragul 1 straight 6. They trail Langatha 5-2-32. Moe 3-4-22. To Sale 3 straight 18. So we've got a nice tight one there down at Moe. Thaggy 2-3-15 to Bairnsdale 3-1-19. What are they playing for today? What was the
Distance Derby.
There you go, the Distance Derby. Well done.
You created that box.
I did. Drew, when they take on Trafalgar.
No, it's a typo.
They're at Trafalgar.
They're at Traff.
Drew and Terrelgan.
139 to Traralgon, 10-2-62.
All right, second quarter underway. Scott got the tap down. Rosado was there. Slicked it back to Bailey, who just barrels it towards half forward. Goes in the direction there of Lockie Orman. Squeezed a handball back to Davis. A high up and under kick. Galier's going to have to stand underneath it and can't complete the mark. Bedgood's there to help out the Maffra defender. Caloran's there. Quick one, handball to Bedgood. Inboard they go. This time it goes towards Ross. Under pressure. Umpire said holding the footy. Good tackle out there was from Campbell. And Cohen Campbell's going to roll and go. Put it in the direction of McDonald. Body work was okay. Good little tap down by Richards. And now Anderson becomes the tackler on Richards. And we're going to stoppage 48 metres out.
That's what happens when you steal my water. He stole my water, didn't realise it's sparkling. Now he's having a fit.
All right, so Burr, although tapped it down, Bailey was there, kick smothered. Ball ricochets back out. Anderson ducked the shoulder, left the footy behind, and that is holding the footy. And the free kick's going Noah Christie's way.
So Christie, inside defensive 50, goes towards the outer side wing. Can he find a winner? He can. Good strong mark, front of the pack. Nicely done.
Archer Watt.
It was Archer Watt. It was a beauty. That's what it was. As Archer Watt from the half-back flank kicks along the line, threatens a forward 50. Out the back, he's got the opportunity. He has Caleb Callowin. He picks up the ball, runs over it. And I'll tell you what, there's a bit of the ball just being tapped left, right, and Caleb's going to get on the end of it eventually. From outside 50.
Good kick.
A beautiful short option. Composure under pressure. Found Dylan Alexander, who also wants to play on. This is a little bit dangerous, but it's okay. Danny Butcher takes the mark. Not sure he was in a greater position to kick for goal, but he's been around for a long time as Dan, and if anyone you'd want to have the ball in the hands, Danny Butcher is good as most. So Danny Butcher will kick from just outside 40 metres, slightest of angles. And this is to extend the lead. Danny Butcher did that hit the upright?
Certainly did.
All right, hit the left goalpost, so a point is the result of that.
4-2-26 Maffra on the Murray Racing Club scoreboard. 5-point lead over Morwell, 3-3-21.
McCall goes short and finds Cooling diving down, although they didn't complete the mark. Now he's under pressure. And we're going to ball up.
You can ask the question 300 times, but the ball did hit the ground there, Tiger players. So they've got another stoppage here inside 50.
Well, this time Burr taps it out, clears the area. Will it sit up for Cooling? Carr closes quickly, gets the front spot. Cooling works him off it. Head over it. Walsh was there. Squeezed a handball back to Quigley. Haven't called him too much this afternoon. Quigley gives it to Cooling. Cooling's right foot kick down the line. Looking for and finding Tom Gray. And Tom Gray turns. It's an open half forward. Maffra roll back with some numbers. It's a slow play. Tom Gray's got no other option but go to big Isaac Abbas. The big tall target can't complete it. Comes to ground. Butcher does well with body work. Ball to boot quickly. Rosado slips over. Carr comes in. Crash, bang. Boyd's there for the Eagles. Burr gets shoved in the back. Fairly, of course. And the ball just bobbles around. John O'Boyd's there. So does Dyer. Boyd squeezed a handball back at the Hillier, who picked it off. Gave it to Bailey. Left foot kick to the pocket, where McDonald's in the front spot. Gets shoved off it by his opponent down there. Nicely done by Harry Stables, who's got a real lockdown role this afternoon now, Boxer.
Yeah, he has too. And look, it's just the way the difference in coming inside your 50 is that, for me, the Eagles have been doing a lot better this afternoon. So they've really slowed the play down and opened the play up.
It's a bit sloppy to call, but it's because it's so fierce at the ball as Hillier gets a handball from Rosado. Kicks to the top of the square. Ball falls in the arms of Tom Gray, whose kick off the ground missed. Can you believe it? It was 2 metres in front.
Back to a 4-point margin with both teams registering one behind this quarter. Murray Racing Club scoreboard 4-2-26 Maffra, 3-4-22 Morwell.
Hopefully Poppy's okay in the box, just losing a little bit of the vocal cords there. Not a good thing for radio, Pop, as Watt takes the mark out of full back. Handballs over the top to Carr and instantly gets tackled by Rosado. And they cause the stoppage, the Tigers.
You want some champagne or something?
4-point margin in favour of the Eagles into the second quarter for the Murray Racing Club. Burr taps this one down. Carr tries to run onto it. Alex McFarlane picks it off and right foot kick to a dangerous spot. Gets over the back. Boyd does well. Handballs nicely to Allman. Under pressure. Got a handball away. Anderson's there. Can't get rid of the football. McDonald will fight for it. Tom Gray's there. Shuffles it out to McFarlane. Although Harry Bergiel, nicely handball. And in the end, Alex Carr gives it to Ed. And Ed's Carr finds what on the chest? It does. They're 80 metres away from their defensive goal of the Eagles. They stand tall as Watt kicks it to the wing area. McGuinness and Caleb Calwin do battle. Ball gets out the back. Walsh left it behind. He has to go again, does Walsh, on all fours, trying to look for a runner. Couldn't get it out. Now Dyer comes in, gives a quick one to Christie. Got a little bit of space, one-on-one. It's Monk and Quigley. Monk can't complete the mark. Quigley kept his feet and wins the footy. Runs away from it, gives it to Cooling. Cooling quick kick is a dumping one, not going to work. Taking the mark out there is Ross.
So Ross from right half forward flank's got an option, short one, goes inboard, finds his teammate Killeran, who then goes again short. Just a bit more method in the way they go forward. Dyer on the end of this one. And Dyer again. Here we go. They've got leading forwards coming at them. Walker probably should have taken that arms out. Shows the chest. Carr's ended up with the ball. His short kick. Can he find a teammate? Musil applies pressure to Noah Christie. Noah Christie's taken off the ball. It's not a great game to look at, I can tell you, but it's pretty fierce out there as Rosado gets a handball, goes to Musil. Musil's kick to Hillier. He's out of play in the full.
It's not 15 either way.
And so the free kick will go the way of Thomas Scott, the big ruckman from 65, right in front of our commentary position. Plays on, top of the square, he goes the leg. Can't find a winner, or can he? Ground level, Maffra got the numbers, but they're taken with a beautiful tackle. And although pretty harsh, they will receive the free kick, the visiting side. Right in the last line of defence, it'll go the way of Aidan Quigley.
There's just no movement from the Tigers at all, with Quigley trying to get this ball out of his defensive 50.
So they go short. McGuinness has it. It's all slow. They trail to the Tigers by 4 points. The high kick, a big pack. Scott flew, nearly took the mark and nearly brought it down too. And now we'll have a stoppage at half-forward flank, right in front of the commentary box here at Maffra Showgrounds.
It's the nature of the game too at the moment, Scudder. Every time each side has gone down the line, trying to get out of their defensive 50.
Scott with a good tap while Anderson shuffled it to McFarlane. And Hillier presents up with the football. Now this is better run. Inboard kick's good one. They've got to go. Bailey gives a handball to Anderson. Anderson's chip kick to half-forward. Bedgood's read this off the boot much better. Takes the intercept mark, and now the Eagles are away. Reid darts through half-back.
He does too. He went searching for his teammate in Walker. Walker was bumped off the ball beautifully, and the mark taken by Cody McDonald, who again chooses to go short. The option wasn't there. Well, it was there, but it wasn't a good one. Killeran cut it off, but he was killed off himself, and McFarlane will get another go at it. He holds onto the ball, goes through the centre, finds an option, and that option is Jackson Bird. Jackson Bird goes inside forward 50 to Hillier, left leg. The kick sloppy. Zato over the top, puts the head down like the bull does, but he's taken ball and all. Good tackle, and the resultant free kick goes the way of James Reid.
So the Eagles go short and 50. I think Abbas gave away the 50 for abuse to the umpire. So Reid will get this right up onto the wing now.
Not much to abuse him there for too. The umpires have been consistent with the call with the tackle, and if you're going to duck and take on the player, you're going to get rewarded from the umpires. There's no doubt about it.
8 minutes into the second quarter for the Moe Racing Club. Membership's now available. It's Eagles leading by 4. Reid goes to Watt. Strong hands. He's taken a couple of nice contested marks. A good recruit has Archer Watt been. He goes in, although that kick's just going to fall short of the leading forwards. Musil takes it, gives it to McDonald. Can McDonald find a target? He goes by hand to Hillier. Hillier looks up. High kick. Gray's got to beat a couple. Flies and nearly does. Comes to ground level. Berghill does well. Chip kick nicely to Butcher. The Eagles build again.
It's almost kick to kick, isn't it? Like it's just bouncing from defensive 50.
And this will suit the Eagles.
Yep.
As Butcher gets around the man on the mark. Kicks it half forward. Monk. He was 3 deep, the short fella out there, and he takes a strong mark. Calvin wants it. In the pocket, does Calvin. He gives a handball off to Danny Butcher. They come at him, but Butcher says, I'll stop and prop, and just couldn't get it working back from left to right. It's a minor score. Moe Racing Club membership's now available. Great value, great times.
4-3-27 Maffra, leading by 5 points. Morwell 3-4-22.
So Sam Walsh will bring this ball back in. We've played near on 10 minutes of this second quarter. The home of Maffra taking on Morwell. A desperately important game for both sides as the lead was on and honoured by Anderson. Anderson comes grandstand side. Musil 3 deep, takes the mark on his chest. On the end, he goes inboard. Whoa, he went looking for his teammate there in McCall, but the handball wasn't taken, and McCall himself found himself taken, Harrison McCall. And the umpire will ball this one up.
I don't know if it's perceived pressure or it's just the fact is the fundamentals aren't being done properly, because it is very sloppy out there at the moment.
No, the great passages of play to call have been few and far between, as on the end of that one was Dylan Alexander. The tackle by Bailey was a good one as well.
You know what it seems? It seems like the Tigers are second-guessing how to play football.
How to get it out of their defensive 50. They've been going down the line. When they've attacked the corridor in the past, they've done it very well. So the run stopped. And give Eagles all the credit to him. They're tackling their pressure inside. Has been tremendous at the moment, so we're not allowing the Tigers to play that free-flowing game we know they can play.
So Abbas and Scott, I reckon Scott got that one, found over the back Alex Carr. Alex Carr's kick was smothered. Good hard hit was on Maffra's Jeff Killeran, and now there's some tempers that are starting to flare. I think all of it was very fair. Behind play down on the ground is Aidan Quigley.
Whistle, we're going to play it down.
I think he's been kicked well and truly where you don't want to be kicked. I think that ball was kicked with a lot of pressure on it as well. So taking a bit out of him.
Well, you probably want to put a bit of pressure on where it hit, I suppose, at a certain time, Boxer.
Yeah, sometimes you do, Scudder. Maybe you might wake him up a little bit as well, because there's a bit going on behind the play as well. So the umpire's found a free kick. Goes against Quigley because he's given Carr one straight in the guts.
And it's going to get a little bit willing, you think, and umpires are trying to take control early as Carr kicks it and then went down as he kicked it, looking for the free. Oh, they're slipping left, right and centre. Bedgood got underneath that one. It gets out now. Dyer kick around the body. There's a Zambrero goal at a contender. That's one way, and it's starting to get a little bit more niggly as well.
Yeah, look, they're going to go after Quigley because he was the one that instigated it initially. But they made the most of their opportunity inside 50.
Well, play it down. They're calling for support, so I play it down. Maffra play it down.
I actually saw that. He went to launch at that kick and he slipped, just lost his footing.
Is it Monk?
And he slipped underneath it. It wouldn't be surprised if just his legs collapse underneath, and that's what happened. That's how Dyer got the roving goal. But nothing untoward in the player being down at the moment. Hopefully he's okay. I think it is Monk.
We have an 11-point lead Maffra's way at the 12-minute mark of the second quarter. The Maui Racing Club scoreboard reading Maffra 5-3-33, Morwell 3-4-22.
A little bit of a reset here, the Tigers as well. And you can even feel the frustration coming off the bench too. There's been a lot said to players individually about what they're not doing and what they should be doing. And it's quite easy to do it from the sidelines, but they've just got to make sure they can initiate it themselves on the ground too, because right now the Tigers are playing into Maffra's hands at the minute too, because they've got control of the footy. They're winning the ball inside 50. They're a lot cleaner inside 50, even though we haven't seen a lot of goals kicked this quarter.
I reckon Monk's just winded.
Yeah.
He slipped and just went bang, straight on his back, and just winded himself as he slipped to launch. He looks to be walking off okay.
So Blake Killing's been shifted to a half-back role, and I like that there because he uses the ball nicely. And they haven't been creative enough from that back six. And Galea goes to the wing on Bedgood. So
there's a fair bit going on with Dyer and Coolin at the moment too, but it's not from Coolin initially.
So this is interesting. Interchange steward does need to wait for the car comes onto the ground, and Monk's still on the ground. It's not a blood rule. It sort of has instigated like that. So we'll see what happens there. But now they've all taken their spots. We've had a bit of a lull, and we're back underway.
We are. Abask at the tap. Can he find Rosado? He can. Rosado, his kick. Well, when you haven't got a left leg, I guess that's what you do. But he looks like he kicked for touch. He didn't, but just kicked the ball as far as he could. Fortuitously fell in the arms of his teammate, and now they go forward. But they need to make more of their forward thrust. Inside forward 50, hell over the top it was McDonald. And now it's cleared nicely by Samuel Richards, who finds Harper Walker. Defensive 50, wants to change direction, chooses the more prudent option along the line. Ball punched towards the boundary. It was done so by Maxie Linton, and there'll be a boundary throw in. Outer side of the ground, left half forward flank. We played 14 and a half minutes, second quarter. Maffra 5-3, Morwell 3-4.
So Bast does the ruck duties in the front spot. Clearly taps it down. Nicely done, though, by Alexander. And another stoppage out of side. 14 and a half minutes. Big moment all thanks to the Morwell Bowling Club. They're back open 7 days a week. Gazzara gives a handball back to Rosado. Rosado on the right foot towards Musil, who comes out. Boyd with a sport, couldn't get there. Musil takes the strong mark, and he goes inside forward 50. Bedgood's got the right spot for this one, and will mark or free kick, take your pick. I think it was a mark in the end. And the Eagles just looked a lot more settled. They're more structured at the moment. They know exactly what to do. Inboard kick, though, might be turned over. McQuillan handballs quickly to Scott. Scott turns and goes. Open forward line. Archer Watt there, but Harry McColl takes the mark for the Tigers. And McColl goes down towards Galea. They've got to move it. Can they get some run? Give the hands. They're going to give it this time to the outer side, though, to Walsh. And Walsh will kick down towards McDonald. Over his head. Carl can't complete the mark. He's got a couple of support there as well. Gets around one tackler. Handles over the top to Ross. Ross arches the back, but McFarlane shoves him over. Stoppage. Boundary throw-in. Out of side. It's the Eagles leading by 11 in the second quarter.
Scott, I'm going to try and get some mid-Gippy scores out too as well, thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture Gippsland shortly.
Ball thrown back in. A Bass left touch. Ever so cute down to Rosado. He fights hard, as you become accustomed to seeing. Also, Killeran for Maffra fighting hard. Rosado and Killeran, good contest. Umpire calls it a draw. Right on the arc of forward 50.
So Fish Creek 3-5-23, they lead Morwell East 2 straight 12. Foster 4-2-26 lead Tarwin 3-2-20.
Kaloran left it behind in a strong tackle. Fights again, does Jet. Another stoppage.
Keep going here at Newborough 2-6-18, they lead Ballara just the 1 point. Thorpedale 4-6-30 to Hill End 2 points. And Tura 2-4-16, they lead Mewbury North 2-1-13.
Keep going if you need to, Boxer.
North Gippsland Football League, Churchill 2-2-14 to Rosedale 3-5-23. Sale City 2-2-14, they trail TTU 3-3-21. And Yallourn North 4-1-25, they trail Woodside 4-2-26.
McFarlane had a couple of handballs there, got it towards Hillier in the end, top of the 50. Gives a slick handball to Gallier. Gallier tried to get a forward handball. Christie's there. Kick around the body. Cooling will backpedal. McQuillan will come and mark. A strong contested mark.
Geez, he's good overhead,
Yep.
Scud McMillan.
Goes inboard on the 45. They've got purpose. Allman has it. Sold Candy. Nearly. It should have been 50. Allman goes in the middle of the ground to Ross. And Ross will give it to Christie. No. He comes back inboard. And the run's back to McQuillan. Takes the mark. Rolls and goes inside on the right foot. Beautiful kick to Christie. And the youngsters from the Eagles play with purpose, direction, and know exactly what to do above their age, what it suggests.
Geez, McQuillan run forward was fantastic, but Christie's run is just as good as well. But they really hurt the corridor that way and left the Tigers flat-footed. And if you go good by foot, you're going to hit targets, aren't you, Poppy? So they've done it well. And Christie just needs to finish this off to really hurt the Tigers.
They've kicked the last 3 goals. They got 2 of the last goals in the first quarter. They opened with Dyer at the 12-minute mark. We're about to travel 18, and Noah Christie from 45 on its way. He's hooked it, and it's going to go. Bailey's spoil goes over to the boundary line. It goes. Boundary throw-in. Tigers under pressure, under siege at the moment.
But there was a bit of a let-off there too, then by the Eagles, but just going inside 50 from the Tigers just looks like there's nothing. It's non-existent at the moment.
No, they're not moving the ball quick enough through their midfield, which allows the Eagles to get back. Rosado clears the area. He finds a teammate, and Hillier will get on the end of it, as he has done for a lot of this game. Defensive 50, Hillier, but he looks up forward, and what does he see? You know, there's not too many options. A short option in Cooling, but it doesn't give much to you. Cooling chooses to go short as well. Finds Jeffers, and Jeffers cuts it off. This is the problem. Musil allows the tackle to ease the pressure momentarily, but will Ross cut that off nicely?
But they're not running both ways, the Tigers. They're prepared to run and defend, but they're not going to run forward once they win possession of the footy.
But this is a big chance for them right now. I tell you what, this umpire again has called a holding from 40 metres away. And when umpires have got this in their mind, they'll do it all day long. But that's the same umpire that's called the play.
I don't understand if he's called a holding inside 50, but the free kick's up here at the
No, he's called it around the contest again.
Okay,
so
righto.
So Carr's got the free kick, Ed Carr, and we know he's a thumping kick, but this one comes off the side of the boot. It's a wobbly one. Top of the 50 it goes. Just squeeze in. Archer Watts there. Good tackle. Ball pops out. Umpire says my ball. 20 minutes is about to tick over. We've had 1 goal kicked in the quarter, and it's Maffra leading 5-3-33, Morwell 3-4-22. A big game on Saturday afternoon. Burr taps it down to McFarlane, gives it to Gazzara, back to McFarlane. The kick over the top to Bailey. Half-back flank, outer side, big Gumtree side of this Maffra showgrounds. An iconic picture from here as Bailey goes short to Cooling. Cooling, just slow, need to move it quicker or look at a switch. They've got to do something different, the Tigers, because Maffra are all over them at the moment. The kick towards Gray. Can't complete the mark. Bailey's there, taps it forward to Musil. Now gets it to Rosado. Now some forward run. Campbell gets on the end of this one. And the right foot wobbly punt goes inside forward 50, but finds the boundary line. And we'll have a boundary throw in. It's all tough and hard at the moment for the Tigers.
There's a few cracks appearing now too here for the Tigers, especially when you move the ball inside 50 that way. You've got really no one to kick to. That tall option they first started with is non-existent right now because they're getting beaten through the midfield. So there's no point in putting them down deep if you're not going to get the ball inside 50 and use it properly.
And they need to find something here. Morwell right now. Ball Hillier at the first option he's taken. Cleaned up beautifully, and all of a sudden Maffra out of trouble, or at least 50 metres from Morwell's goals, and Morwell are just desperately trying to keep the ball in the area. At the moment they can, but only just. Right on the top of the arc, probably centre half forward true. 21 minutes gone, second quarter here at Maffra. Maffra 5-3-33, Morwell 3-4-22. Berg got the tap, can't find a teammate. coming in late was McFarlane, handball over the top. Well, they've gone 30 metres backwards to go forwards, and Linton shoots and threatens a forward 50 again. Good mark taken by
kick.
Jackson Burr, but the kick's going to go the way of Harry Burgill for a push. And he tries to play on quickly. The kick equally wasn't great. Cooling let his teammate go in Bailey, and luckily Bailey was taken high, I thought.
So that same umpire from down here on my left of radio has called the free kick away from the ball. He had probably the best position as well.
Yeah, well, it was definitely there. So now Bailey looks up forward. Hasn't got a lot of options. I'm not sure that's the best one. No, it was cut off. Thought it might not have been, as Harper Walker takes the mark. And he gives ground, but keeps possession through his teammate. Is that Josh Davis who goes short? Back to Harry Burgill. I'm going to ask you a question about stops at halftime too, because I'm not sure. So I'm going to ask you about halftime stops. Remind me, will you?
All right.
So the ball comes along the line. Caleb taken out of it. I thought a push. Umpire said it was.
And I know what you were going to imply as well. How many players are going to ground right now?
Do players wear long stops these
Both
days?
boots?
No,
I
they
doubt
don't.
it.
No, they don't.
And why not?
Because we don't sell them anymore, I don't think. I think they're not legal
And as a result of that, I'm
Yep.
telling you, as a result,
Well,
players are slipping left, right and centre.
Cowan kicked it down the line, top of the 50. McCall took the mark, plays on, he's in trouble now. And Watt got him, holding the footy. So the free kick goes to Archer Watt. And he's right on his range, you'd think. There's a runner. No, he decides to kick to the outer side. Christie will be the target.
Good leg.
He's good.
Good body work, good leg, good mark, Noah Christie.
And it's just the difference about going when you go inside 50, when you absolutely get advantage to your forwards. The kick was perfect. Now, Christie's last kick wasn't great. So we're hoping now that he's taken a little bit away from that one as well and gets plenty of distance in the kicking action as well.
And I want to ask too at half time, is there a different length of stops in moulded boots?
There
Or
is. I think they are. There is. Darryl would know that through his
Right, we'll talk at
previous
half-time.
life
All
as
right.
well.
This is a big moment of the game. Just approaching half-time. Noah Christie, he's side lead by 11. He loves it off the boot.
Much better.
They now lead by 17, the Eagles. They are playing inspired football and they're looking for another scalp.
He didn't give himself enough room between the player and the mark last kick he had, and that's why it actually went off the way it did. He gave himself plenty of room. So great head on a young fella in regards to the thought process where he wanted to make sure he kicked this goal, and it was a perfect kick. He's had a great afternoon so far.
Match high 17-point lead in Maffra's way at the 24-minute mark of the second quarter. Murray Racing Club's scoreboard has Maffra at 6-3-39, leading all 3-4-22, and that was the first score in the match for 12 minutes.
Well, the Tigers haven't kicked one since the 18-minute mark, a goal that is of the first quarter. Here's Rob Popplestone on TRFM.
Scott gets the tap again. Rosario grabs the ball. He's in turn grabbed. He can't bust the tackle and must give the ball back to the central umpire.
Poppy, I'll just do a quick AFL score too, thanks to Harvey Norman Furniture, Gippsland, and it's the Magpies in the third quarter. 1 minute to go, 8-9-57. They lead Adelaide 7-5-47.
10-point margin there. Right here, it's a bigger margin than that. 17 points to the home side as, again, the ball comes out of the pack. Hillier wants to go. The umpire says, no can do, my friend. I'm going to ball this one up. Basically in the centre. Just Morwell side of the centre.
Can't be too long to go, Pop.
No, you wouldn't have thought. Not many goals kicked, and we've played near on 25 minutes. Berg grabs ball. Handballs to the advantage of McDonald. McDonald around the corner. Not a great kick, but might fall fortuitously to a teammate. It doesn't. And in the end of the day, it's cleared up beautifully, and it's done so by Davis. Davis kicks towards centre half forward for the Eagles. It's cut off by Linton. Sends it back to whence it came. But again, the Maffra side have got the numbers where it counts, and where it counts is where the ball is. Go towards the outer side. Noah Christie, who kicked the last goal, picks up the ball, bounces off one, pinball-like, kicks to Caleb, taken out of the contest he was again. This time it's play on. Last time it was not. And a tackle keeps the ball in the area, 55 metres from Maffra's goal.
This is where the call's inconsistent. The Maffra player took on the maul defender and was tackled and brought to ground, but the umpire's chosen to go the other way. So we've just got to make sure we're consistent with that call.
Scott clearly winning the ruck duties. Taps it down quickly there. Gave it to Anderson. Anderson, get around there as Alexander kicks down the middle and picked off by Danny Butcher. In the middle of the Maffra showgrounds. Just slows things up now. He's side lead by 17, closing in on half time. They'll like this lead at a half, you'd think. Out a kick towards Bedgegood. Can't complete the marks. Ball was from Cooling. Burr's there. Now picks it up, Burr. Got to get around Big Scott. and then gets ball to boot, but you suspect that that's out of bounds on the full by the big ruckman.
Heck.
And out of bounds on the full.
And it's these dump kicks. They've had 3 dump kicks so far. Burr, McDonald, and Zach Anderson, and now we find ourselves again with a free kick to Maffra.
Butcher chips over the top, missed his intended target of Alexander, and we'll have a boundary throw in. All of a sudden, the aroma in the box has just increased. These Maffra Football Netball Club gentlemen and ladies know certainly what to do as another party popper decides to go off. We've got some food at half time. We're getting close there. It's a 17-point margin. Rosado gives it to McFarlane from the stoppage. Left foot kick to half forward. McDonald under pressure, takes the mark. Wheels and goes. He wants to get inside towards Gray direction. Boyd will close. Gray takes the mark. Abbas is on his own. Don't know where that went as they try to get it moving quickly, and then they've coughed the footy up. Campbell's there with the head over the footy, gives it to Rosado by hand. He gives it to McFarlane, hammered over the top to McDonald, went with one hand, left it behind. Ross gives it to Bedgegood. Bedgegood on the siren. It's been all the Eagles. They'll be very, very happy with that for a half of football because they lead the Tigers, who are staring down the barrel after losing the last 3. At halftime, it's Maffra 6-3-39, leading the Tigers 3-4-22. It is Gippsland Live. We've got a great game of footy on our hands. Halftime wrap coming up after the break. It's all thanks to Harvey Norman, Electrical Gippsland.
new standard of family living is coming to Gippsland. Virtue Home's new display home, the Marshall 28, is open now in Traralgon. The Marshall 28 is perfect for families and couples seeking a fresh, innovative home. Thoughtfully designed to evolve with you with a light and airy feel. You can rest easy knowing it's built by the award-winning team at Virtue Homes. The new Marshall 28 display home, open now on Marshalls Road in Traralgon. Visit virtuehomes.com.au for more info. CDBU 48113.
It's time to take a look at the top 5 goals from round 5. Number 1, it's Sebastiano Amoroso here with a brilliant pickup and then turning and goaling. A fantastic finish from the boy from Droit. Number 2, it's Ben Crocker from Moe. He kicked 8 this afternoon, but have a look how classy that one is. It doesn't get any better than that. Number 3, Boyd Bailey from Morwell here, tucked against the boundary line. A nice check side and just shapes that one through nicely.
He's going to do a banana kick from the boundary. He has to. The coach, when you want someone to stand up, enter Boyd Bailey.
Number 4, Kai Peterson here from Wonthaggi. Look at this, just streaming away. A little bit of confusion though. Thought he heard a whistle. Plays on from 50. Obiote. Number 5 is an absolute gem. Luke Garner from Warrigal. He got the smother. He follows up the hard work. Then goes dribble all the way through. And it got the good bounce too. Let's look at it on the replay. And see the defender coming across. And there it is. Bounced up in the air and through.
fast brand. They want to move the football, but it's not working at the moment. Are they doing it at the right times? Are they a bit gun-shy? Are they afraid to turn the footy over? They're just not working hard enough to get in the spots? What is it, Boxer? Or are they not actually getting the angles right?
It's not. There's probably a combination of all that, but at the same time, I don't see them running both ways at the moment too. I don't see that forward movement. Once the ball's in transition, they seem very flat-footed, so they're waiting for players to come. Now, albeit that could be that Maffra have been very good at actually squeezing them in, but right now, they haven't actually opened their eyes and veered both ways across the ground so they can actually get the switch up and get them moving a different way rather than try and get it through the middle of the ground.
You know, there's only 2 scoring shots, the difference between these two sides.
That's right.
All right. Maffra, look, they are in control of this game. But make no mistake, Morwell are far from out of it. They're far from out of it because although Maffra look in total control, the fact is they've only managed 2 more scoring shots in all of that. And in the first quarter, I mean, it was very one-way Morwell as far as forward 50 entries, clearances, and Maffra changed that around,
and it's clearly
in a big way.
It's clearly the marks inside forward 50.
Yes, yep.
You look at the marks 11-3.
Yes.
So they've had their similar type of shots, but it's 11-3. Maffra has 6 goals through. They're much more efficient going inside forward 50, whereas the Tigers, as they said, they've had 3 marks.
They've been bombing it in. They bombed it into a bus in the first 5 minutes and it worked, but they've continued to do it for the next 35.
Yeah.
Well, that's the point I was going to make. Tom Scott's obviously the dominant big man, but when Isaac Abbas has gone on ball, he's won.
Yes.
He's 11 hitouts. Where do you get this value from Abbas?
Well, he has to stay in the middle for sure. You'd think that has to be the case. So it'll be interesting to see how this third quarter plays out. There's a lot at stake for both sides. At the moment, the Eagles are in the prime spot.
I think you've got to put the onus back on the players now if you're the Tigers. I think Boyd Bailey would have looked every single player in the eye and said, what are you going to do about it too? He needs to lead the way as well. There's probably 3 or 4 times in that second quarter too where the old habits started to kick in too, where it was just a blazing bomb kick in to real no effect as well. So they've got to move away from that style of footy, reset, make sure that they've got plenty of leadership on the ground and get the ball moving.
Rob Popplestone.
You're giving some instructions to the young fellow as he came off the ground?
We had to stop then too because...
no, not at all.
No, that's the way it should be
we
anyway.
do that on a Sunday, Pop.
Yes. Well, I reckon you might have started early today, and I reckon they're justified in doing so. Anyway, we're just about ready to go. We're half-time has been done and dusted. At the moment, the home side is Maffra, and they lead by 17 points. It's Maffra 6-3. 39, Morwell 3-4, 22, and Scud's going to kick things off in the third quarter.
So Burr and Scott clearly taps it down. They get a clearance straight away, the Eagles, and it's through Carr, and they go inside forward 50. Big pack forms at ground level. Walsh was there along with Dyer, and they'll cause the stoppage as a Maffra player going to be slow to get up. It looks very proppy on the bottom. That might be McQuillan. No, it's Archer Watt it was in the end. So a clear clearance. We spoke about Isaac Abbas in the ruck duties. Well, Burr was the one, and they lost that centre clearance. The Eagles went to work early. It's inside their forward 50. Chain of hands. McFarlane got a 3 handballs. Make it 4 handballs now, Berkeley McFarlane, to open up this third quarter. Got it out to McGuinness. Here's wobbly kick outlet. It's going to be turned over. It's all the Eagles. Christie lowers the eyes. What a hit.
Too easy.
I tell you what, I don't think he's out of his teenage years just yet, but he certainly plays like a 100-game veteran. And he spoke that way when we had a chat to him as our player of the day a couple of weeks back. Noah Christie's going to be a star of the competition. Mark my words. As Ed Carr gives it to bro Alex, and Alex normally has a flying shot, but he lowered the eyes on that occasion. He probably should have had a go. Walsh gave it to Burr, gave it to Galea. The Tigers under pressure. Switching kick out towards Bailey. And closing quickly out there was Walker. We're going to boundary throw it inside forward 50. I cannot say any more superlatives about the boy Noah Christie. He's an absolute star. I just love the way he plays.
Yeah, nice little goal as a reward too in that second quarter, doing some good things early in this third quarter.
Superlatives.
Have a look at it, mate.
Yep. Well, let's watch Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. There's a lot of big words in that for you to learn, Boxer.
How do you spell that?
Supercalifragilistic. Here we go.
Here we go.
Stoppage. 2 minutes on the outer side. Rob Popplestone for TRFM.
And Maffra into attack and kicking to the town end. Caleb! I reckon Cal went across the face of goals, falls front of the pack in a one-on-one contest, and it's 3 yellows that have got the first use of the ball. The secret is, can they get it out of the area? At the moment they can. They've weaved a passage through and found some open space. On the end of it is Aiden quickly goes inboard to McCall. McCall looks through the corridor. His short ball for Rosado was cut off by Killaran, and now we've got a 50-50 contest, and the ball's being hard fought by Burr, the big ruckman. Put the head down, tunneled through a few players, and eventually the umpire stopped him and will ball this one up.
Geez, the Eagles have come out with some intent in this third quarter. Signs look a little bit ominous now for the Tigers.
Scott with the tap. Bird drags it in. He's in trouble. No, it comes out luckily for the Tigers. Rosado gave it to Bailey. Wobbling kick to half forward. Musil leads the chase. Gives a handle out the back to Campbell. Campbell looks up and chips towards McFarlane. At his toes. Good clean pick up. Right foot chip kick over the top to Bailey. Just the required 15. And Bailey on the left foot pumps it into the fat side. Abash should eat this one up. Oh, good spoil. Well done by the youngster, Harper Walker. Come off his man, got a fist in. Abash was about to take the easiest of chess marks. And now we're going to boundary throw-in.
Incredible to see some of these young players with the good footy brains already. Just to read that from Walker was just incredible, because he had a big train coming at him, and he just had enough poise to get the hand where it needed to be.
All right, so Abbas now up against Scott. It goes a boundary throw in favour to Abbas. It palmed it down. I'm not sure what the intent was there, but it didn't appear to be favouring a teammate. They'll have a second go after it spilled over the boundary line. We're talking about a contest that is just 10 metres from Morwell's goals. They're trailing by 17 points. 4 minutes into this second quarter, Abbas gets another tap. A kick off the ground goes over the boundary line, but just a metre from the goals now.
I've only seen one significant change from the Tigers since half-time. That's Harry McCall. Looks like he's gone forward, or he's probably played a bit more of a mid-roll, but he's inside a forward 50 right now. Probably the only remove I've seen from the Tigers.
All right, Scott v Abbas. This time Scott gets it down. Walker, quick kick forward towards the outer side half back line. Bedgegood picked up the ball under pressure, found a teammate. That was what? It was. And he goes inside the centre of Maffra's home ground before the numbers of Morwell come from left, right and centre, and the umpire will ball this one up again. Not a lot of pretty play, a lot of determination, and at this stage Morwell need to find some pretty play to get themselves back in the game. Maybe this is it. Bird, Rosado goes searching for McFarlane, but a free kick behind play will go the way
of Carr. I think it was a high fend off.
High fend off by Rosado.
Yep.
So Carr, Alex, from the left half-back flank, goes into the corridor, finds Noah Christie, on that right leg. He usually uses the ball well, and he does so again. Ed Carr. They've got runners. They're spreading nicely, and they're going to have another opportunity for goal as the long kick comes from Watt. Top of the square. Cut off beautifully by McGuinness.
So McGuinness kicks it out towards Linton. He can take the mark, and the run's there now for the Tigers. Quigley gives it to McDonald. McDonald changes it back up. Rosado just sits on his head a little bit, but he's up to the task. Takes the mark. Rolls and wants to go quickly. Goes inboard towards Byrne. Now there should be runners for Byrne. He must give the hands off.
Go to your right, Byrne. Go hard.
And he does now to Quigley. Out wide. It took a little bit longer than expected, as you heard from Poppy. To Anderson. Inside to the smallest player on the field. And that is Gazzara. It slips out the back for him. He twists. He gets a handball back. McFarlane on the toes was clean. Gives it back to Gazzara under pressure. And the Eagles' defence again stand tall.
So the inside 50 so far this quarter has to favour the Tigers, but we've seen nothing at the moment.
Actually, no. The first inside 50 stayed down there for about 2 minutes, Box. They only had two.
So 2 to Morwell. As
three
now. Hillier kicks around his body. What are the inside 50s, Paul?
It's 3 to Maffra, 2 to Morwell.
There we go. So stoppage inside forward 50 for the Tigers. It is the third quarter for McDonald's.
Seemed like they had more, that's all.
It was down there for a long time, Bob.
17-point margin. Favour the home side. Bass taps it over the head. Scott read it. Anderson was there. Squeezed a handball to Bailey. Gets through one. Gives it back to Anderson. Anderson does the team thing. Kicks it high. 15 metres out. 4 Maffra defenders close and spoil, which leaves the Tigers at ground level. Campbell looking for a runner. That one's Walsh. It's by hands to Rosado. And now Rosado's looking for a handball. It goes to McDonald from 48 metres. Cody McDonald likes it off the boot.
Gee, that was hard work.
Jeez.
A spark will come from the defender of Cody McDonald.
I've lost my breath. I was holding my breath while they were doing all that as well, because they did have to work so hard for that one as well. And they did, and they finally got what they really needed in this third quarter as well. So hopefully that might be the spark that the Tigers do need, but they're still not showing me the signs that they're really on, back in this game just yet.
And that first score of the quarter has come at the 7-minute mark on McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. Rightfully so. It's a McDonald who kicked the goal for more. 4-4-28, trailing Maffra by 11 points. The Eagles are 6-3-39.
Jackson Burr's just come back on the ground. He looks like he's just got, is it just a normal limp or is it just the way he runs? It just doesn't look like he's fully fit at the moment.
All right, Burr gets the tap. It was Christie that cut it off and fights hard, just Bedgegood. McFarlane tries to lend a hand, and in the end, it's Morwell through Anderson. It kicks inside to Musil. Musil punched from behind. Nicely done. They run it out. They do it nicely. Allman got on the end of it, went searching for Christie. Found that player again with a left handball, and now Richards goes towards the half-back line. Oh, good tackle.
Yeah.
Going to be in trouble, I think. Yeah, the umpire says you're spot on, Pop, and the free kick's going to go the way of Rosado. Was it Scott that had the ball?
Yep.
So Rosado, short option. So they're not just blazing. And a moment ago you saw Rosado dance through half a dozen. He goes short to Sam Walsh.
It just plays into Maffra's hands. He plays slow play.
I don't even know what the option was there, but let me describe it. There was 3 Morwell players clear, and he found a Maffra player by himself in the middle of all of that. Blake Cooling got a quick kick, and off they go. Sam Walsh to McFarlane. The lead is on, cut off again.
Alex Carr.
The Alex Carr cut off the lead from Brandon McDonald, and now they'll run it grandstand side. Abbas applies some pressure.
Danger. Oh. So he went down after he kicked it.
Yeah.
Abbas got him.
And they're all weight. Jackson Burr and Brandon McDonald were clear there for the Tigers as well. So just a little bit of a brain fade there from Abbas.
Oh, there wasn't a lot in it.
No, there's not much.
Yeah, I mean, they played into his hands. But
So Ed Carr now has it for the Eagles. Rolls out of his defensive 50. Kicks high to the wing. Out the back is Tom Gray and had the sit and completes the 3 or 4 bites. Inboard kick should be there. Not on. Going to be down the line, is he? Musil presents for him at centre-half forward. He goes over his head and kicks it straight down Davis's throat.
I don't get this. I just don't get it.
So Davis now...
It's just dumb football.
That's not 15, surely. As the umpire said, yes, it is. You're kidding me.
It was about 10 metres, Scud.
Alex, you're lucky.
Actually, that's one... They haven't paid any of that all day, so they are consistent at least. Carr drives his right boot into it. Linton can't complete the mark. Galea instantly tackled by McQuillan. And we have a stoppage on centre wing as the margin sits at 11, right on a tipping point at the moment. The Eagles have been strong and so good for 2.5 quarters. The Tigers have got the first in the third. They need one, the Eagles. Killeran, handball across now to Carr. Took on a couple of tacklers and then missed it. Play onto the umpire. Bailey gives it to Rosado. Arches the back. Jet Killeran. Great work. Gives a handball backwards now. There was Ross. Davis switches the kick out to Lockie Allman. Hillier will close. And Hillier shrugs one tackle. Gives a handball back to Cody McDonald. Right foot kick. Open space. McDonald. Oh, great work again by Richards. Scoots out the back. Gray was there. Tried to look for the free kick, did Gray. Umpire said not there, play on. Now it's my ball. Directly in front, 20 metres out from the Tigers' goal.
There's potentially some huge big moments here in the middle of the ground from either side as well. So if both of them had actually worked off, we would have been some great play.
All right, Scott gets the tap. The desperation from both sides is obvious. More player taken out of the bunch of maybe 6 or 8 players around the ball. Taken to ground, the umpire says fair play, and he'll ball it up. Just 15 metres from Morwell's goals. They're kicking to the left of radio. We've played 11 minutes of this third quarter. Desperately looking for another in, or another in towards goals. Hillier, taken ball and all, comes flying out of the pack and the ball goes flying over the boundary line. 6-3-39. Maffra yet to score in the 11 minutes of this third quarter. Morwell 4-4-28. They've scored the solitary goal. So that's a sort of tug of war we've got going on at the minute, and no side wanting to give in. Hillier grabs the ball. Standing start! The back of the pack. The mark's been taken by McDonald. And for a key forward, Brandon McDonald, who has 2, both of which were in the first quarter, has the opportunity, Boxer, to get his third.
It's just interesting to see what he does here as well. He just takes the game, if it takes it straight on, or it's
got to be around the body.
He's going to do the around the body.
He's going to be
Looks
around.
like he is.
So he's around the body, plays on quickly, off the boot, I think across the face. Across the face of goals, one behind.
Bringing Morwell to 4-5-29 on McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. 10 points in arrears of Maffra, who were 6-3-39.
9 scoring shots apiece now.
Yep.
Scud, you still, I know they've been taught these days for these around the corner kicks, but still in that situation you can pull yourself right back and open up the face of the goal a little bit so you can still run onto it straight.
All right, Davis rolls to the outer side, goes short and can find Killeran. On the outer side, it's Archer Watt, actually. So Watt has it, defensive 50. Goes short to Carr, Ed Variety, takes the mark. He's got Allman in the middle, rolls and goes. Right in the middle, it's going to get over the top. Linton will take the chest mark, although pickpocketed there by McQuillan, who there barrels it to half forward. Christie's back there, good spoil by McGuinness. Galier's just got to keep it in front of him, ducks the head. Galier on all fours, gets caught, and now in trouble. No, the umpire said, well done. It was all fair. Daniel Bedgegood did well, ball up.
Don't you hate it when the ball's tumbling towards you like that?
One-on-one as well, yeah. Open forward line. Crowd looking at you as well.
Abbas taps it to clear open space. Collingwood leads the charge. Doesn't sit up for him. Bailey now just slaps it forward towards the boundary line. This could be trouble. He had one intention to find the boundary, and the umpire said, nope.
Good call.
Let's throw it in. Deliberate every day of the week for me.
Oh, really?
Had no other intention but to get there. It was insufficient intent and deliberate. 13 minutes gone. Margin sits at 10.
All right, Abbas gets front position. Not sure he got a fingertip to it. Out the back was Bailey. Handballed quickly over the shoulder. Blindly, couldn't find a teammate. Umpire will assume control. Geez, I'd love to know how many ball-ups we've had in this game because there seems to be sort of dozens every quarter given the ferocity at the ball. Nicely done by Aidan Quigley. Shepherded by Abbas. Runs 10. Bounces now. Runs another 10. Looks up forward. Can he find a winner? Goes searching for Gray. Can't find that player. Rode beautifully. McDonald round the body, misses another one. So they're giving life to Maffra at the moment. Maffra lead the way, but the pressure's certainly been lifted by the visiting side.
Margin back into single figures. 9-point lead to Maffra, 6-3-39 to 4-6-30 on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard.
Some of the better signs I've seen from the Tigers so far this afternoon. Just got to get that reward for effort now.
Davis short to Reid. Takes the mark, and he's going to quickly give the hands back to Davis. Davis's kick, looking for and finding out there. Well, he took the mark, Stewart, and wanted to play on. He did. And Hillier has to become the tackler. Now he's been caught holding the footy.
She's pretty rough.
He took half a step, though.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Hillier has the footy 60 metres out from goal. He looked to square it up, then it wasn't on. Musil might be the target. Gray will get the second fly. In the front was Boyd. It gets to the back, though. Gray's there, hard up on the boundary line. Handball's back in board. Arching the back is Stewart. Richards it is. And Richards' kick. Abbas can't complete the mark. Comes steaming through. Handball over the shoulder from the Eagles. Are under pressure. A quick one there was Ross. Got quickly tackled. Umpire says my ball. Locking it in, the Tigers inside their forward 50. The ball has spent majority of the time in the forward half, but it's still a 9-point margin to the Eagles.
It is. Musil couldn't get the taps, got it. Quick kick forward, top of the square, nicely taken. Maffra in the right place. That time it was Samuel Richards. Looks towards the outer side, goes short. Nice threading kick, finds Stables. In fact, it was, Harry Stables. He gives ground, keeps possession to Allman. That's Lockie. To Carr. That's Alex. So from the left half-back flank, or just short of. Not sure of his options, so they're finding it hard to find their way through at the moment. James Reid along the line. At the back. Morwell have got the numbers to stop the surge from this home side, and the umpire, you think, no, he won't, because it spits out, just as I was about to say, the umpire might take control. And now around the half-forward line, it's Linton that takes the mark in front of Caleb Kelvin.
So Linton looks up, squares it, comes backwards to McDonald. McDonald goes back to where it came from and going to turn it over. Linton has to go get it again for the Tigers. A handball to Galier, inboard to Cohen Campbell at his toes though. Campbell's agile enough to twist and turn, finds a Bass on the outer side. When do they pull the trigger to come inboard? As Abbas gets called to play on, and he goes down the line. The smallest guy on the field again has got a couple to beat, and that was Gazzara. Couldn't do so. Hillier hit her at pace. Gave it to Burr. Burr kick around the body. Gray and Reid. Gray one hand. Reid with a spoil. Boundary throw in. 17 minutes gone, third quarter for McDonald's.
They're just bringing it in ugly. I don't know the setup of Morwell either inside 50, they're forward 50. Obviously, it's not working that well, but at the same time, they're very, very stagnant. They've just very flat-footed, no movement at all. They've just got to get something working inside that forward 50.
Eagles lead by 9, but inside forward 50 stoppage. Grabbed out of the ruck there was from Reed. Gave a handball quickly to Stables. Kick over the top. Can't find the target in Watt. Campbell will close. His handball missed the target though. Now ball in dispute. Alexander works hard. Slick handball to Carr, and he ran out of real estate in the end. A boundary throw in.
It's the reflection of the skill level of footy these days. The fact is that we're not getting enough players at training. I don't know what it is.
It hasn't been the most pretty football to watch today, but doesn't matter how you win ugly, that's fine. You get the same amount of premiership points. Abad to Rosado across the face of goal. And I tell you right now, talk about keeping your eye on the ball. Tom Gray can't be...
He's flushed it, hasn't he? Just straight
Tom Gray has just ran straight into the point post face first.
Tough as nails.
Yep. More 4-7-31, trailing Maffra 6-3-39. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. 18 minutes played, third quarter.
And he's got the logo Acme across his forehead. Compliments of the builder of the point post.
Acme.
So Davis.
It's Bugs Bunny shape, mate.
Comes to the near side, has a bounce, and now chips one nicely done to Campbell. And that was Butcher, sorry, as they give a handball off. Good spoil by Cheffers. Thumped it 25 metres the other direction. Here's Danny Butcher. And now his high kick. Jet Kaloran tries to take a hanger and unrealistic. And he was up there a bit early. Rosado takes the mark. He goes inboard to Bass. Can he find him? He does. Bass wants someone to run at him. He's going to get called. He now chips it high out wide.
Nice
Jackson
kick.
Burr will be the target. Takes a chest mark. It's open if he moves it. He does. The target will be McDonald on the chest. Takes it.
And see, this is what happens, Scud. When you start leading up the ground,
Yes.
you open up the area
Yes.
behind you so you can get the ball over the top. It's simple.
So this is a big moment of the game. As
It's not
Boxer
hard.
says that it's simple. Brandon McDonald, 45-degree angle, 48 metres out from goal. A big moment for the Morwell Bowling Club and for the Tigers. On its way, flushed it clean over the goal umpire's head. BMAC has 3, and the Tigers close to within 2.
I think it was the Roadrunner that had Acme.
It was, yeah.
It was. Sorry, we have to get that one right. But I might have put in a bit of fear of God into the coaching bench
did.
down here. Hello, everyone. Everyone's happy down there. I'm happy up here as well because you know why? The Tigers had a goal the way they should have been playing the style of footy they should have been for the afternoon. So hopefully they take that away from it and start getting that roll on.
Margin back down to 2 points at the 20-minute mark of the third quarter. McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. Morwell 5-7-37. Maffra still on their halftime score of 6-3-39.
All right, so an important centre break here to be Burr v Scott. Got Bailey in there, Rosado as well, and young Berkeley McFarlane for Morwell. Scott gets the tap. Rosado's being good. Bust through the pack. Kicks inside towards Musil, who runs just outside the forward 50. Can he control the ball? He can. Can he have an option? He does. That's McFarlane. McFarlane gives ground. It's back towards the centre. Curling in all sorts of bother. No hope of getting rid of that one.
Umpire.
Oh, my goodness.
Umpire.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Anyway. Not sure about the prior, but anyway.
Can you just hold Daryl down a little bit?
Yeah.
I tell you what, that umpire's in the gun.
Danny Butcher now in front of our commentary position along the line. Nice mark, front of the pack. Well taken by McQuillan. Taking a few good grabs, kicked a couple of good goals. He goes inside forward 50. Rosado! Hand on ball, hand on opponent. Keeps the ball in and now Morwell can clear the area. Or can they? Linton to Cooling. He bounces back, he runs 10. He kicks to the advantage of his teammate, that being Cassara. He just needs the ball to bounce up from him, and it does. He stops and props and with the left leg goes short.
Oh.
Can he find a teammate? He can't. He couldn't get a clean hand on it, but he fights hard for his teammate to keep possession, dropping the ball.
Good tackle.
Maffra, good tackle. Harper Walker.
Yeah, chips it over the top. Got Noah Christie on, finds him. Christie pushes back from the man on the mark and now goes into a one-on-one. Will it be? Does it get towards Bedge? Good. And McQuillan had to fight for it. Comes to ground level. Strong tackle, Rosado on Carr.
He's been good, Rosado, this quarter. I'm not sure what he's done possession-wise, Paul, but 10 possessions already, 21 minutes in.
He's 25 for the match.
So he's been excellent in this quarter, certainly around the stoppages. And here's a stoppage now, Scud, that I'll let you take over because Morwell are coming out of defence.
Yeah, Quigley was the one who kicked it out, but John O'Boy, he dropped the mark he should have taken. He's up to it though, gets around and then right foot kick, chips it over the top. Alex Carr dives and takes the chest mark. The Eagles now press. They need to find something in the third quarter. They haven't got a goal. Actually, they haven't scored in this third quarter. As Alex Carr now, right foot kick to the pocket. Looks for Ed. Big spoil from Linton. Boundary throw in. Only 20 metres around now from the Eagles' goal. They still lead it by 2 points, but they're hanging on. The Tigers have kicked 2 goals. The Eagles haven't scored in the third quarter. As Burr and Bedgood with a tap over the back. McFarlane's been huge for the Tigers as well. Grabs it out. And not going anywhere back there was Jack McQuillan.
Yeah, spot on, Scott. I thought McFarlane's quarter's been huge as well, just with Rosado too. 2 of the real key catalysts here for the Tigers' comeback at the moment.
So Rosado grabs it out, gives a handball to McDonald. McDonald's kick will be turned over. And Stables has it. Too far out to score. Stables goes backwards to Scott. Scott wanted to go short, but now Saltzman, Candy, the big fella, got around the man on the mark and kicks it to the dangerous spot. The Tigers out the back. Linton takes the mark.
So he does with the Maffra goals just 10 metres behind him. He goes short. The option looks to be cooling from there. Right back pocket along the line. Yep, nicely manoeuvred out to Walsh. And a handball over the top. They're making something work here. The Tigers as they work to the half-forward line and they've just given it up again. Both sides have been guilty of that at times this afternoon as Harry Burgill has the ball on the half-back line for this home side. Abbas on the mark. He takes him on. Kicks 40 metres. Can he find a teammate? He cannot. Free kick has been paid, though. Goes the way of Bedgood. So Bedgood still short of left half forward. Inboard to Carr. That's Alex. Runs 10. He's going to kick 50. Top of the square. Out the back, they need a winner. Out the front, the Tigers have got the numbers, or have they? No. A good take and tackle, and all of a sudden now the pressure's on Caleb Calvin to make something out of nothing. Just offline and through for a behind.
Maffra's first score for the quarter. They are 6-4-40, leading Morwell by 3 points. They are 5-7-37.
Cooling kicks it to Quigley, who goes to McFarlane. And now McFarlane's kick goes out of wide. That's a better kick. Nice penetration on that one. Finds McDonald. As we just said, the margin sits at 3. McDonald has it. Brandon McDonald on the wing. High kick. Front spot. It was Richards, but over the back was Abbas. Where's the runners from Abbas? They're not there. And now the Tiger ruckman sells some candy.
Oh, nice.
And it's a nice kick to Cohen Campbell. Directly in front. 40 metres out. Got it. He celebrated early. You don't want to go too early, but he knew that one was going through, and the Tigers have hit the front here at Maffra.
Well, here we go. It is definitely game on here. So the Tigers really have lifted their tempo. They've actually made Maffra pay with their mistakes inside forward 50 when the Eagles have got it in there. The Tiger defence, I reckon Max Linton needs to take a little bit of credit here as well. He's been tremendous this last 10 minutes. So a nice goal there by Campbell.
And that lead has come at the 25-minute mark of the third quarter on the McDonald's Gippsland scoreboard. Morwell now 6-7-43, 3 points ahead of Maffra, 6-4-40.
Rosado's just having a word to his fellow on-ballers there. Brandon McDonald in the middle alongside Burr and also McFarlane. Rosado's just geeing them up, telling them the importance at 26-minute mark of this third quarter of a centre clearance. Presses on because Scott's been so good and Scott got the tap 10 metres, only as far as McDonald taken off the ball as he wanted to kick. They got the numbers. Galea, a kick around the body. No, falls in the arms of Will Ross, who's also got an option. Goes to that option. That's Noah Christie, who's been busy and good. Right half forward flank in front of the grandstand or club rooms. His kick is all not to the standard we've come to expect, but it falls in the arms of Carr. Carr in the corridor. No. Morwell have got the numbers. They just need a bounce and they could be out of trouble. The bounce was wrong. They're back in trouble. Can they thread their way through the Eagles? They can. A kick around the body. Here's Morwell on the last line of defence. Harper Walker's kick was cut off by Josh Galea.
Last line for the Tigers. Josh Galea has it. The Tigers now lead by 3. Goes short to Quigley, who's played back all afternoon. And the siren sounds. 26 and a half minutes that quarter went. We had 3 goals kicked. It's a short quarter, but it was all the Tigers kicking 3 goals. And Maffra only managed, what did they manage, Paul? 1 point.
1 behind, yep.
1 behind in the quarter. So the Tigers wrestled back a 17-point deficit at half-time to now lead it by 3 at three-quarter time. 6-7, 43. Maffra a 6-4, 40. We've got 1 quarter to go, and it's an absolute cracker here on TRFM. It's all thanks to Harvey Norman, Electrical Gippsland.
A new standard of family living is coming to Gippsland. Virtue Home's new display home, the Marshall 28, is open now in Terralgan. The Marshall 28 is perfect for families and couples seeking a fresh, innovative home. Thoughtfully designed to evolve with you with a light and airy feel. You can rest easy knowing it's built by the award-winning team at Virtue Homes. The new Marshall 28 display home, open now on Marshalls Road in Terralgan. Visit virtuehomes.com.au for more info. CDBU 48113.
It's time to take a look at the top 5 goals from round 5. Number 1, it's Sebastiano Amoroso here with a brilliant pickup and then turning and goaling. A fantastic finish from the boy from Druitt. Number 2, it's Ben Crocker from Moe. He kicked 8 this afternoon, but have a look how classy that one is. It doesn't get any better than that. Number 3, Boyd Bailey from Morwell here, tucked against the boundary line. A nice check side and just shapes that one through nicely.
He's going to do a banana kick from the boundary. He has to. The coach, when you want someone to stand up, enter Boyd Bailey.
Number 4, Kai Peterson here from Wonthaggi. Look at this, just streaming away. A little bit of confusion though. Thought he heard a whistle. Plays on from 50. Obiote. Number 5 is an absolute gem. Luke Garner from Warrigal. He got the smother. He follows up the hard work. Then goes dribble all the way through. And it got the good bounce too. Let's look at it on the replay. And see the defender coming across. And there it is. Bounced up in the air and through.
It is the final quarter coming up, and what a quarter that third was. We got a game on our hands. It's 3 points. Morwell lead it now. 6-7-43, leading Maffra 6-4-40. McDonald and Campbell getting the goals for the Tigers. That was Cody, Brandon, and then Cohen. And this game is back alight. Paul Carter, what happened with stat-wise in that quarter, thanks to Gippsland Isuzu Ute, the new Isuzu MUX and D-Max now available.
Morwell had 10 inside 50s to Maffra's 9. They had 9 clearances to Maffra's 5. In the centre clearances went Morwell's way 2-1. Tom Scott's had 33 hit-outs up against Isaac Abbas 18 and Charlie Burr 15. Alex Carr, 11 disposals that quarter, a total of 26 to three-quarter time, 7 to Noah Christie, he's up to 20. For Morwell, Anthony Rosado, 12 disposals in that quarter, he's up to 27 disposals to three-quarter time. Berkeley McFarlane, another 9, he's up to 23. Boyd Bailey, 6, his total is now 20.
Thank you very much, Paul Carter. Nick Lucchino, you've got some around-the-ground scores. All thanks to our good friends at Harvey Norman Furniture. Don't forget, celebrate Australian Made Month with great deals across their exclusive collection of furniture. Upstyle, relax or entertain, proudly supporting Australian Made.
Yeah, thanks, Scud. And in the AFL, it was a 10-point victory to the Magpies at the MCG. Here in the Gippsland League, Warragul 5-2-32. They trail Leongatha 11-8-74. Moe 10-12-72 to Sale 8-6-54. Wonthaggi 9-5-59. They lead Bairnsdale 5-5-35. And Traralgon 21-8-134. Lead Druin 5-7-37.
Yep.
In the Mid-Gippsland Football League, Fish Creek 10-20-80 to Morwell East 4-3-27. Foster 10-6-66 to Tarwin 6-5-41. Newborough 5-13-43 to Ballara 3-8-26. Thorpedale 10-14-74 to Hilland 2-10-22. Toora 4-14-38 to Mibba North 8-4-52. And Yanar 13-4-82 to MDU 9-5-59. Scud.
Thank you very much. All right, getting a little bit dark here at Maffra Showgrounds. The lights will be on, you'd think. No rain. We've been lucky with no rain.
I tipped it.
Very good. As the final quarter for Harvey Norman Computers is about to get underway. Burr and Scott wins it again. Winning it there is McQuillan, who's gone in the middle. Big dumping sling tackle. Free kick is going to go the Eagles' way, and they don't like it. Jet Killeran went straight to him, and now McQuillan decides, I'll grab the footy and go straight down the middle quickly with a spoil. Bailey's there to rove it, and now Bailey just barrels and dumps it to half forward. We saw a little bit of this last week, Poppy, and we weren't happy with it. As taking that uncontested mark was Richards. The outlet kick to Scott was good.
It was. The big ruckman's waiting for a runner. He finally gets there. He's waited all day, and Burgill goes inboard. The kick wasn't good, though, and the mark was cut off by Berkeley McFarlane.
Yeah, he has been good today.
He has been tremendous.
Just settling, doesn't want to burn the ball, goes short to Bailey. Bailey thought about a handball, but thought wiser of it. He has got the runner, or he's got a short option. It had to be pinpoint perfect, and it was, but they got the runners, and that's what they need to do, because McDonald run hard and kick long, but Abbas was caught behind the ball, cut off by James Reed. Good defensive mark, thought about playing on, and then stops, props, and goes short to Boyd. For Maffra, goes towards the outer side where Will Ross is an option. Still in their defensive 50, this home side. They try to threaten the corridor, and they do now to Dyer. Dyer in turn goes inboard to Killeran. So they're bouncing the ball around a bit as Burgill gets another touch, and he's only probably 10 metres away from where it all started. But eventually they're opening them up as Harry Stables goes to left half forward flank. Scott, who started probably a chain of possessions of about 15, has the ball 20 metres in front of where he originally got it, and then burnt it straight away. The mark taken by Aidan Quigley for Morwell in defensive 50.
Switches on. Hilliers presented on the outer side. It's a good kick. He's got some space, and he kick it over the top to Anderson. He does that now, and Anderson reads it beautifully off the boot. Takes the mark. Too far out to score is Zach Anderson. Hillier presents into the little pocket there, and he'll reward the run. And well done by Hillier to get the footy back, take the mark, and have a shot on goal. And Hillier puts it out of bounds on the full.
Rush of blood.
He gets that. He gets Zambrero, that's for sure. Yep. But he was way off the mark.
So no score to start this final quarter for Harvey Norman Computers. And Davis will have it for the Eagles. Defensive back pocket for the Eagles. A message from three-quarter time, you'd think, is just to hold on to the footy coming out of the back half. That's what they've done early. Goes to Richards by foot. Going to go back to Davis by foot. Now he gets called play. Was that the first, not 15, play on call from the umpire? As Davis drives it out. Boyd flew. Couldn't complete the mark. Good. Second effort, though. Gives it to Reed. Now the run comes from Ross. Ross to the wing. McGuinness, the first gamer, takes 2 grabs at it. And now chisels a wobbly punt, but it works. It's efficient. It finds Anderson. And Zach Anderson kicks to the outer side to open space and says to Abbas, go get it. He does. He handballs back to Hillier. 55 out. This time Hillier puts it to the dangerous spot. Musil just read it better than Tom Scott. Takes the mark. Chip over the top. Musil will find Bailey. And Bailey takes the mark. Only 2 metres out from goal. But he's going to be on a bit of an angle.
Yeah, it was a perfect setup then by the Tigers as well, because Abbas's lead opened up that the back part of the forward line there for the Tigers, and the kick into Musil was perfectly timed as well. So Bailey's got a chance here to get a good start for the Tigers here.
They lead by 3. They now lead by 9, and he likes it. The coach for the Tigers, Boyd Bailey, gets his first goal of the afternoon. Ominous signs now.
There are some really big danger signs here for the Eagles as well. So McGuinness, as he comes off to the Tigers, he's been done some really good things in this second half as well. So, and obviously that workload by other Tiger players has lifted Rosado, McFarlane, Linton down back, and now Hillier this quarter as well. There's some really good signs here for the Tigers if they've just got to maintain it.
That goal has come at the 4-minute mark of the final quarter, taking Morwell to a 9-point lead on the Harvey Norman computer scoreboard. They're 7-7-49, leading Maffra 6-4-40.
And how long since last goal for Maffra?
23-minute mark of the second quarter, Pop.
So we're in the 4-minute mark of the last quarter now, and we feared that maybe Maffra might run over the top of Morwell. There's no signs of that just yet. The ball in the centre. Burr gets a handball. It was too much for Cooling. Overran the player, and Rosado comes in to lend a hand. Back of the pack, they fighting is very hard in close, and a good tackle keeps the ball in the area, and the umpire will assume control again. Bailey's tackle was a beauty, and it was on Killeran, last player up. Burr probably even Stevens with Scott. Killeran tried to get it off. Bailey the 1-2. Rosado to Cooling. Under pressure. No time to get rid of it. This time the umpire agrees.
I disagree. That was the same as the other one.
Well,
you pay the other one holding the footy. You pay that one every day as well.
There we go. There's a bit of bias there.
Yep. Ball thrown back up. Scott, nice tap. Killeran went without it. Bailey didn't. Rosado over the top. McDonald. He gets around a player, or does he? He can't. The umpire says no chance. And behind play, Cooling's having a bit to say with a Maffra player coming off the ground. Burr v Scott. Burr takes his running. Scott over the top. Got the height, got the long arms, and Boyd's got the ball. Handball over his head. Ends up with Carr. Carr tries to find a teammate in the corridor. Can't find that player. Cut off nicely. It was by Quigley. Punch forward it was to McFarlane. And now it's Bailey. Around the half-back line. Cut off nicely by the Maffra's Boyd. And I tell you what, Morwell just won't let this ball get out of the area, and McFarlane's going to get on the end of it. Berkeley McFarlane has worked really hard.
His work rate's been tremendous as well, and it's Hillier again who's on the end of that too. But set up off the half-back line by Quigley. He's just his run and his determination to push the ball forward. It's a key part of why they're in that position they're in right now, and that shot at goal. But it's the turnovers that are hurting the Eagles at the minute, so they just need to tidy that up a bit, otherwise this game's going to get well out of reach for them.
So the knife is in. McFarlane wanting to give it a twist. Off the boot, distance won't be a problem. In fact, distance was a problem. Fell short by 5 metres. And now there's a fight for the ball, which Maffra win out in the last line of defence through Richards. Goes towards the outer side. Did they find Boyd over there? He was fighting hard for the ball. Maffra have got the numbers. They'll do it through Harper Walker. And now inboard to Boyd, and they've run it through beautifully through Lachlan Orman, who then finds Bedgegood outer side of the ground, outer side wing. He wants to get the ball in the corridor. He wants to move it quickly like they'd done in the first half of this game. He found Walker, who now changes direction. And they've done this early, but they haven't seen much of it since half-time as they come towards Killeran. He's got some room. Cooling's going to cut him down, or is he? He can't get around him. He needs to cut him. He has cut him down.
Oh.
Great tackle.
Look out for Dad.
Great
Dad's
tackle.
Getting excited here. What a tackle, though.
Beautiful tackle by Cooling. Hillen tried to
to
fend him off. He looked at Cooling and said, he's too pretty to get me. And Cooling's a killer when Dad's looking over his shoulder. And that's exactly what happened. Cooling goes short to Bailey.
Yeah, Bailey goes on the left foot, tries to get to the outer side. Hilliard's there. Nicely done. Takes the mark. They do know each other, those two boys.
Yeah,
they
just
mates.
gave each other a high five.
Hilliard kicks to the pocket. Into McDonald. Can't complete the mark. Nice ball by Reid. Going down to ground level with a strong tackle. And we got a stoppage. It was Davis there for the Maffra side. 8 minutes into the final quarter. The margin sits at 9. A ball up. Burr taps it down. Rove, though, nicely by Bailey. Onto the left foot from the stoppage. Abbas can't complete the mark. Had a good look at it too. Hits the upright of the point post, which means a boundary throw in. And they're the ones you want Isaac Abbas to take.
He has to take them every time.
All the work, all the hard work, the body work early, an uncontested mark above your head. You've just got to take him, being 6'11". They lead though. The Tigers are pressing. The Eagles got to find something. Abbas tried to go out of the ruck, lost a handle on it. Fights at ground level again. Whistle, kicking in danger against Abbas will go.
Non-officiating umpire, same umpire.
Yep, Stables way. Gets it out wide to Boyd. He's been good. And gives a quick handball off now to Reid. They come back in, Boyd to a hand to Ed Carr. Sold some candy, got around Cooling on that occasion. Handball's out wide to Reid. Reid goes back to Carr. Carr again. Gives a handball to Reid. Under pressure. A high dumping kick. This should suit the Tigers, but Caleb Cowan does well. Good body work. Open forward line. He's got it inboard to Christie. They've got Eagles everywhere. Linton comes off his man and wins the footy. And the Tigers hold strong. Handball from Bailey to McDonald. Now to Anderson.
So Anderson on the grandstand side gets the bounce. Needs to release quickly, and he does towards Jackson Burr. So Burr with his side leading by 9 points, gives ground to Linton, who's been good. Boxers highlighted him a few times now. Hillier plays on quickly, backs himself with a bounce and through traffic, runs 20, kicks 35, and McDonald comes in from the side to contest the mark but can't hold it. Butters up with another touch. He's kick smothered. Hillier tries to fend off an opponent, kicks around the body before the ball I thought was going to go out, and in fact did. Lachlan Norman was the player that applied the pressure. Good play all round, boys.
Just a little bit of inexperience here by Corwin. He had Alexander on his own inside 50. All he had to do was get it over the top, but he went sideways and the foot let him down.
Scott with another tap out. He's been super impressive today. Got through the legs of Butcher. Anderson closes, won the footy. Tries to stand up. Umpire said my ball. A real time of the game at the 10.5-minute mark, final quarter. Maffra must get the next one, you sense. And they get the free kick here. The game is still in the balance. The Eagles have just got to find a spark. They haven't kicked a goal since the 23-minute mark of the second quarter. Can they find something here? McDonald and Watt goes to ground. It leaves Linton on his feet to gather it unopposed. The switch is on towards McGuinness. Takes the chest mark in the end. Oh, goodness gracious. And McGuinness goes back to Linton. 15. Linton's kick out of bounds on the full. Definitely good call was by the boundary umpire. Right in front of us. Free kicks going Harper Walker's way. Drives it high. Where's the Flyers? It's all Tigers. It's going to leap. It's going to get out the back. Christie's there. Socket off the ground by Dyer. Quick one there by Campbell. It gives it to Linton, to Boyd. Bailey chips over the top of the head of Galea, but it bounces nicely for the Tiger. Bedgood will close. Take him to ground. Bedgood keeps his feet. Nice little tap there and gets in the hands of Bailey. Gives it to Campbell. They're away at half-back of the Tigers.
And Campbell goes towards half-forward. Rosato's the target. He'll be beaten by the boundary and he'll be happy to be beaten by it as well. He's running on air at the moment. He's been very good when the Morwell club needed someone to stand up. He certainly did that for the 25 minutes of the third quarter. We're now deep into the final quarter. 12 minutes gone. Morwell, the visiting side, lead by 9 points after trailing by as much as 3 goals early in the game. Rosata feeds it out. Nicely done. It came from Quigley. Who's on the end of this? It looks to be Kazara, but it's cut off nicely by Jonathan Boyd. So Boyd goes along the line. They need to find a winner. They need to take a chance. And at this stage, it's just not happening. A quick series of handballs keeps the ball to the advantage of Morwell, but for how long? Here we go, nicely done. It's good work by Cohen Campbell. He can't find a teammate, and again the Eagles will live to fight another day, and come grandstand side they'll do it through Boyd. Now Christie. Yep, or was it? Butcher, Danny Butcher, thank you for that. And now they go towards the outer side and they do it through Bergill.
Bergill gets it on the outer side where Ross has it. He wants to come back inboard to Reed. Can find him. Nice kick by Foot. Eagles trail by 9 at the moment. 13 minutes are gone in the final quarter for Harvey Norman Computers. And Reed's going to switch it again. And he gets across to Bergill. Now you're going to see some run and dash. The outlet kick towards Danny Butcher. He's got to run if he wants him at Stables. Decides to kick. And it's a good one, is it? Over the top of Cheffers' head. Dyer couldn't complete the mark. At ground level there was Walker. He's dragged it in, has Walsh. He's in trouble. This is holding the footy. And it just popped out, just in the nick of time. Well done by Scott to tap it back to Butcher. Butcher's wobbly little kick. Hillier was there. McDonald now is just going to dump and blaze. And back with a flight. Carr can't complete it. Bergill comes to help, gives a runner off, and that handball goes towards Richards. Delivery was good to Christie. And now Christie rolls up. Calvin's got a one-on-one with McGuinness. Goes in that direction. Although it just misses them. Archer Watt on his own. Can take the mark uncontested directly in front. Big moment of the game for Morwell Bowling Club this afternoon. Grab a $25 pot and Palmer every Saturday night. Archer Watt is about to stand tall.
How good are these young kids under pressure as well? Young Bergill down back. Christie down here as well. They all played a part in this too. Then you just chuck in a little bit of just ice at the top of the cake with Danny Butcher. The kick was superb inside.
They haven't kicked a goal since the 23-minute mark of the second quarter. Watt comes in and game alive. Puts it through for the Eagles. They are still flying high, the Eagles. They're coming at the Tigers. The margin closes to 3.
And this is where you can't afford, and we're not just putting the onus back on Brandon McDonald, but the bomb kick going forward has to play a key part in what's happened here, because the ball was turned over after that kick. So they've just got to have a bit of stability about themselves too, making sure they've got better options than just hoping and praying. And this is what happens when you turn the ball over.
Maffra's first goal for 45 minutes of game time coming at the 15-minute mark of the final quarter. Harvey Norman Computers scoreboard, Maffra at 7-4-46, 3 points behind Morwell, who are 7-7-49.
I had a quick look at body language both sides after that goal, and I tell you what, there wasn't a lot of movement, wasn't a lot of joy. There's not a lot of effort left in either side. It's going to be guts that gets them home, and right now McFarlane's showing plenty of it. He cleared the centre area, and now Hillier tries to get the ball forward 50. He's taken right on centre half forward though. The umpire will take control. I was looking for one player to run to 3 or 4 teammates and inspire them. It wasn't there. Abbas tries to get the tap forward. Cannot find any room in Rosado. Well, you'd expect him to stand up right now. He's around the ball. Abbas gets the tap. There he goes. Rosado kicked the goal.
Oh, Poppy.
Jeez, nearly called it, didn't I? Just offline though. Every score counts in a close one like this.
4-point margin in Morwell's favour. They're 7-8-50, leading Maffra 7-4-46 on the Harvey Norman Computers scoreboard. 16 minutes played final quarter.
Boxer, thoughts?
This is where you got to roll the dice now if you're Maffra. Continue to play how you've been playing, but make sure that when you pull the trigger, it's the right one.
Bergill comes to the near side, looking for and finding, not quite, Richards. Good courage though, 2 Tigers left behind, and then a free kick. No, play on to the umpire. McCall threw his head back like he got one high.
And one of those decisions was then too, Scud, just making sure the outlet kick had to hit the right spot, and it didn't. So it's still in their danger area now too, for the Eagles. So
we're going to ball up 55 metres out from the Tigers' goal. The Bass taps it over the back. McFarlane's being huge. Gives it to Gazzara. Tries to don't argue. Back to Rosado. Rosado forward handball. Burr can run onto this one. Grab it. Get through a tackler. Boot to ball. No. Eagles desperate. Diving. Trying to slap it through. It's on the last line. No one knows what's going to happen. It's a ball up after all that.
What a tackle. I don't even know who that player was. Then executed the tackle for the Maffra side. That was unbelievable.
Richards was down there. Dangerous spot for the Eagles defence. Kaloran's kick was smothered. Ricochets out towards Cohen Campbell. Gathers it hard up on the boundary line. Runs out. Boundary throw in. Margin sits at 4. Harvey Norman Computers scoreboard. You're listening to Gippsland Live on TRFM. Great to have your company. Saturday afternoon football. It's round 6 of the Gippsland League. Rob Popplestone with you.
All right, inside forward 50. Morwell, relentless after trying to respond to Maffra's goal just moments ago. McFarlane, round the body. Abbas put the hands up, couldn't take the ball in. That's the important part of that project was for Abbas, and now they do it through Alexander. That's the Eagles. Off to Carr. Carr tries to dance around a couple, runs into a bit of traffic, and then gives ground to Butcher, Danny Butcher. He just says to his side, settle, and starts to direct traffic. Play on's the call. He directed traffic one way, went the other. All part of the plan. He might just get it back, or does he? No, it was an option, but now they're taking a big risk. But it's a risk worth taking as Harry Burgill gets on the end of it. He needs to turn and run, but he hasn't. There was a player there that he could have gone to, and he didn't bother, the young fella. It's a little bit too cool, and it's not the time to be cool, big man. Jonathan Boyd. They need to really concentrate every single piece of play.
Good overhead.
He's absolutely crucial. McQuillan, under pressure, took a really strong mark. Right half forward flank. They go, and on the end of it's going to be Alex Carr. One of the big-time players kicks to the top of the square. One-on-one, Abbas applies the pressure and hits the point post. And there's another score that edges the Eagles ever so closer to this visiting side.
Back to 3 points behind Morwell. Maffra are there, 7-5-47 to 7-8-50.
Here's one-on-one now. It's going to be Maffra. It has to be one-on-one. Keep the ball inside the defensive 50.
Walsh goes short, finds Cooling. Gives a handball back to Walsh. Walsh's hands is good to McDonald. He's got another handball over the top. He decides to kick in the end. Anderson had to go back with a flight.
Risky.
Or does it find? It does find McFarlane. At centre half back, he's got one on the wing in Campbell. Does it get over Butcher's head? Butcher goes back, got a hand on it, does well. Campbell, though, kept his feet for the Tigers and runs away. Gets up, runs from Stables, 2 bounces, 3 bounces, out of side. Ball doesn't come back on the third. Campbell has to go again, does well. Stables dives, tackles. Play on, said the umpire. Handball comes back to Hillier. Hillier on the left boot, goes inside forward 50. Reid can't complete the mark. Out the back, nicely done there was Richards. Kick around the body though, misses everything. Out of bounds on the full. Desperation, stakes from both sides.
Wowee. What transition for that one-on-one with Danny Butcher and Cohen Campbell. One for the ages as well, but geez, he could run. Talk about the Roadrunner before. Beep, beep. He was gone.
We have ticked into time on. 20 minutes have ticked over. The Tigers lead 7-8-50. Maffra 7-5-47. Boyd Bailey shot on goal.
Only 2 goals scored too, so...
Yep. That other quarter only went 26 and we had 3 goals scored.
So maybe 5 minutes to go and only 3 points the margin as Boyd Bailey on the wrong side for a left footer, kicks from 50. The intersection of forward 50 and boundary, top of the square. Contest is hot. So is the intensity around the ball. The umpire takes control. Scud just metres from Morwell's goals.
Just don't want the umpire to have an influence on the game here. No free kicks that aren't there. Bass tried to take it out of the ruck on that occasion. Davis squeezed a handball to Scott. Scott's high dumping kick. Tigers have got numbers. Birds in the front spot. Can't complete the mark though. Out the back. Cooling's there. Goes back by foot. Works to Walsh. Can the Tigers hold on to it? Not just now. Walsh's kick to Quigley. Quigley turns and looks. Goes to the outer side. He's got Anderson on. 55 metres from home. Takes the mark. Looks up. Top of the square it goes. Abash will be 4 deep. Got shepherded out of that one. Umpire said no, that was okay. Scott takes a saving mark. Defence.
Yeah, the shepherd was there, but you'd be courageous to call it at this stage of the game. They try to get out of the way. Nicely done by Hillier, possibly, who tried to keep that ball in. In fact, it was Cohen Campbell in front of the scoreboard that reads at the 21.5-minute mark of the final quarter. Maffra 7 goals 5. Morwell 7 goals 8. Ball spills to the front of the pack after the boundary throw-in. A kick towards the corridor is dangerous, but you need to take the risk. Butcher's kick doesn't go as far as he'd like it to be, and now McDonald goes in. Boy, can he find McCall? He can't. McCall butters up, and he in turns taken with a nice tackle by Killeran, and the umpire will ball this one up.
Look at the numbers.
45 metres from Morwell's goals.
Numbers all up in the Tigers forward 50 at the moment. Eagles flooding everyone back. Scott taps it down. We're 48 metres from home for the Tigers. Bailey's quick kick. Danger spot. Boyd goes back, marks it for the Eagles. He's got the outlet.
They've got to go.
They do. They get it on the outer side. Is it Walker on that outer side or is it Ross? They both look similar on the outer side out there. This time it's Walker. Half-back flank for the Eagles. Presenting is Bedgood.
Nice.
Takes the mark on the wing. Eagles are building. 22 and a half minutes gone. Bedgood goes long. Chips to the pocket. Dyer's there. Oh, drops the mark. He probably should have taken in the end. Scott taps it towards Dyer. Boyd Bailey ducks ahead, wins the footy, sits down. Umpire says...
Another free kick from the same umpire, non-officiating. Same
over
umpire.
the shoulder.
All 4 of them.
Free kick as Bailey rolls back onto his back.
And the funny thing was that decision was made about 3 seconds after the actual incident.
After it happened.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Tigers lead by 3. Bailey goes short to Linton. Half-back flank now for the visiting side. 23 minutes tick over. Linton, high kick down the line. No one can complete the mark. Bedgood there, roved it. Come out the back. McFarlane's been good for the Tigers. Gives it to Rosado. Back to McFarlane. He goes by boot in the middle of the ground, and Anderson takes the mark and slows things up. Anderson rolls and goes. He's got a leading target in
Keep going,
Abbas.
young Blake. Keep going,
Abbas
Blake.
Can't quite get the mark. Reed spoilt nicely. And then it squeezes out the back. Campbell left it behind. Eagles there. A little quick kick from Watt. Anderson becomes a tackler on Carr. Carr goes to ground. Took on one too many. Holding the footy. Trying to create something. Alex Carr. Zach Anderson has the free kick.
Not sure if that was really there, Scott. I'm sorry. I'm going to play the devil's advocate there.
Anderson goes back to McFarlane. McFarlane switch kick back to McDonald. Eagles just got to man up now. They've got to force the kick down the line and get it back. They can't let them just do this little chip kick they do to Anderson.
So Anderson goes back again to McDonald, and they're going to go short. So as Scott called, they've got to man up. Walsh inboard to McDonald. So we've had 6 possessions, and it's gone around in circles.
Is it too early, though?
Possibly. We might have 2 minutes to play. McDonald along the line, threatens a forward 50. Musil's the target. He can't find that player. Falls to the front of the pack where Rosado keeps the ball in the area.
66 marks have been taken by the teams this quarter.
Well, that could stop the clock a few times, Paul. So ball up, 55 out. Abbas goes straight for the boundary line, just lands in the field of play. And we'll have a boundary throw in. Time running out now for the Eagles. They trail by 3. They've been gallant all afternoon, but reality says they've only kicked 1 goal in the second half. They need to find a spark and find it quickly. Tap down to open space. Bailey's there, left behind. Rosado gives it back to McDonald. By hand to McFarlane. Right foot kick, finds Musil, top of the 50. And Musil wants to go quickly. Anderson's there, finds him by chest. And you'd think Zach Anderson goes back now and takes his full time and has a shot on goal. Siren sounds. And the Tigers win it. They're win by 3 at the moment with a shot on goal coming from Zach Anderson. He's not going to waste any time. And the midfield defender says, let's win it by 3. Because he doesn't make the distance in the end. Final scores. See the Tigers get home in a thriller. 7-8-50. Defeat the Eagles 7-5-47. An interesting game of football. We've got the post game coming up after the break. We'll have a chat to one of the victors in our player of the day and get through our Zambrero goal of the day as well. You're listening to Gippsland Live on TRFM. The Tigers win a thriller by 3 points here at the Maffra Showgrounds. It's all thanks to Harvey Norman, Electrical Gippsland.
A new standard of family living is coming to Gippsland. Virtue Home's new display home, the Marshall 28, is open now in Terralgan. The Marshall 28 is perfect for families and couples seeking a fresh, innovative home. Thoughtfully designed to evolve with you with a light and airy feel. You can rest easy knowing it's built by the award-winning team at Virtue Homes. The new Marshall 28 display home, open now on Marshalls Road in Traralgon. Visit virtuehomes.com.au for more info. CDBU 48113.
It's time to take a look at the top 5 goals from round 5. Number 1, it's Sebastiano Amoroso here with a brilliant pickup and then turning and goaling. A fantastic finish from the boy from Droid. Number 2, it's Ben Crocker from Moe. He kicked 8 this afternoon, but have a look how classy that one is. It doesn't get any better than that. Number 3, Boyd Bailey from Morwell here, tucked against the boundary line. A nice check side and just shapes that one through nicely.
He's going to do a banana kick from the boundary. He has to. The coach, when you want someone to stand up, enter Boyd Bailey.
Number 4, Kai Peterson here from Wonthaggi. Look at this, just streaming away. A little bit of confusion though. Thought he heard a whistle. Plays on from 50. Obiote. Number 5 is an absolute gem. Luke Garner from Warrigal. He got the smother. He follows up the hard work, then goes dribble all the way through, and it got the good bounce too. Let's look at it on the replay. And see the defender coming across, and there it is, bounced up in the air and through.